I call upon Yusuf, where are you? Yusuf Mohammed.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Arrahmanirrahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Tunakuomba ijalie huu mkutano hapa uwe ni wa baraka, mkutano ambao kwamba yale ambayo kwamba tutayazungumzia yawe yanafaa kwetu sisi pamoja na Wakenya wote. Mungu tunakuomba ibariki nchi yetu, iondolee maradhi nchi yetu. Mungu, hakuna Mungu mwingine isipokuwa wewe ambao kwamba tunakutegemea. Hakuna yeyote ambao kwamba ana uwezo ila wewe. Ibariki nchi yetu, ibariki mawaziri, president, pamoja na magavana na viongozi wote wa nchi yetu. Ibariki na wapatie mwongozo wa kuweza kutuongoza. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam wa ala alihi wasallam. Amin. Amin.
Matthew Christian.
wote tupe ujasiri hiyo kila wakati tuweze kujitetea na kutetea haki za kizazi kijacho. Yote hayo tunaomba kupatia Kristo Bwana wetu anaishi na kutawala nawe daima na milele. Amen. We can have a seat.
Merci. Na wasalimu adhuri ya leo, habari zenu? Naomba kila mtu akae hapo mmekaa. We should not treat this thing as usual. Right. Thank you. I call upon the clerk to take us the other step.
Bunge Mashinani, Limuru Chapter. Wakaribisha wote wakazi wa Limuru, wageni ambao pia wametembelea katika hii session ya 8 Bunge Mashinani. Kwa kwanza ambayo ningependa kuwaelezea Bunge Mashinani ni nani ama ni nani, wanafanya nini? Bunge Mashinani kazi yao hasa kubwa kuhamasisha wakazi ama raia juu ya haki zao na vile wanavyofaa kuongozwa, na vile tuna shida na uongozi sana sana kwa zile vitu ambazo zinashika maisha yao ya kila siku. So sisi kama watu wa Limuru, nitasema tumefanikiwa kuwa chapter ya 8 na kuwa mbele ya sub-counties nyingi ambazo hazijapata nafasi ya kuwa na kundi ya Bunge Mashinani. Sana sana mkutano huu wengi tuko na shida, kuna vitu ambazo tunaona haziendi vizuri. Ni nafasi yenu kuyatoa, akijadilie, tujue tutaweza kutatua namna gani, tutasaidiana namna gani na Bunge Mashinani kuyarekebisha ama kutetea hizo shida. Kuna viongozi ambao tunawachagua sisi watufanyie kazi, wakati inakuwa hawafanyi kazi penye tunataka, ni wajibu wetu kama raia kuwauliza. Na mfano ni ukiwa na shida ya mambo ya elimu, ukipata hiyo shida tutaelekeza kwenye hiyo wizara ya elimu ili iweze kutatuliwa, na Bunge Mashinani itaenda the highest level as you can imagine. Sawa. So kwa haya machache nitamkaribisha Bwana Spika atuongoze kwa session ya leo.
Thank you very much. Asante sana karani wangu, Honorable Clerk na Deputy Speaker. Majina yangu ni Michael Mburu, mimi nitakuwa speaker wa hiki kikao cha leo, na nawakaribisha wote kwa hii session ya 8 ya Bunge Mashinani ambayo iko hapa Limuru. Limuru ward iko na Limuru sub county iko na 5 wards na ambua zote ziko represented, na kwa hivyo nawakaribisha sana kulingana na order paper, kwa sababu hiyo order paper ndio tutakuwa tunaweza kufuata, ndio itakuwa mwelekeo wetu wa siku ya leo. Kwa hivyo kabla ni recognize wale guests ambao tuko nao na wale viongozi ambao wameweza kufika hapa, kulingana na order paper yangu, kwanza ni kuwapatia a brief background ya Bunge Mashinani. Mheshimiwa Clerk ameweza kugusia, lakini yangu itakuwa kuweza kuwaambia where are we anchored in law katika Bunge Mashinani. Bunge Mashinani ni congregation ama ni kongamano ama an assembly ambayo iko recognized kwa katiba ya Kenya. Katiba ya Kenya ina article 1. Article 1 of the Constitution of Kenya. Nani anajua vile inasema? Just by a show of hands. Article 1 of the Constitution. Kwa hivyo ni watu wawili ama watatu. Nataka tu kuona kwa mikono. How many know Article 1 of the Constitution of Kenya, what it says? Just by a show of hands. That is like 60%. Article 1 of the Constitution of Kenya is very clear. Inasema all sovereign power belongs to the people of Kenya. Not to the president, not to your MCA, not to your governor, not to your leaders. All sovereign power belongs to the people of Kenya. This power can be exercised in 2 ways. Number 1, you can elect your representatives. Tunaweza chagua MCA, tunaweza chagua MP, tunaweza chagua governor, senator, president. Hawa ni watu ambao tumeweza kuwachagua na tukawadelegatea zile powers. So we have sent them. Tukichagua MCA, na naona PA wa MCA hapo hapa, tunamtuma kule kwa county assembly ya Kiambu aweze kuongea venye sisi tumemtuma. Senator anaenda Senate, MP anaenda in the National Assembly, MP. Governor naye anaenda kuwa head of the government, ya county government. So that is the first way we exercise power, through elected representatives. Sindio? Hiyo ya pili ambayo ni ya muhimu sana. The constitution says you can exercise this power directly as the people. That means kama tumechagua MP tukamwambia, for example, kuna insecurity hapa, enda bunge ya kitaifa uongee mambo ya insecurity ya Limuru. Hivyo ndivyo tumemtuma kwenda kufanya. But the drafters of the constitution walikuwa wameona tunaweza chagua mtu tumtume kule kwa National Assembly ama kwa Senate ama County Assembly, lakini akienda huko sisi wananchi ambao tumemtuma aache ku represent zile views tunasema. That is why the people who wrote the constitution were very wise. Wakasema the citizens can exercise their power directly. Kama kuna, for example, insecurity hapa, tukituma MP akose kutuwakilisha kule bunge kwa sababu anafaa kwenda huko atete na ambie Ministry of Interior kuna insecurity hapa. If that does not happen, Bunge Mashinani, all the people can simply do a petition to the national government kusema there is so much insecurity in Limuru, and so we are tasking your office to come and solve that issue of insecurity. So that is why when we are here, ujue uko mahali ambayo inafaa. The government is aware there is Bunge Mashinani. The government is very much supportive of this initiative kwa sababu all power belongs to the citizens, and we have a platform for Bunge Mashinani to exercise that power directly. So that is where Bunge Mashinani is anchored in law. Our main job is actually civic education, to ensure that people are well versed with what happens. Hatutaki upige MCA kwa sababu ya hii barabara iko hapa inapita hapa. Hiyo sio kazi ya MCA. Hatutaki uende uambie governor ati police station hapo kwenu hakuna polisi. That is not the work of the government. So we want to educate people so that we know the right offices ambazo tunastahili kwenda kupeleka zile needs ama zile priorities ambazo tuko nazo. So that is one major role ya Bunge Mashinani. Ya pili ni public participation. Katiba ya Kenya inasema public participation is at the center of all governance. Ama all government decisions should involve the people. That power is so strong ati MCA ama MP ama governor ana whoever. If these people go and do a project in Bibilioni Road, for example, and they have not consulted the public, that is a basis for going to court. You stop that process because there was no public participation. But the next question is, to what extent does public participation affect government decisions? Mnajua tunaitaka public participation, tunaambiwa we are discussing the budget, but zile vitu zote ambazo mnasema nothing goes to the budget. So hiyo ni cosmetic public participation. Bunge Mashinani, we are here to undo that. We want what the citizens say that they want is exactly what should go to the government decisions that are made. The third one is governance. You know, this country we have a problem in governance. We know we elect people and they go and represent their own interests. We elect people, wanaenda huko badala kuongea zile mambo ambazo tunataka kama wananchi. They just go there and give their own opinion. We see them after 5 years. So we are here to demand accountability. If you are elected to an office, it is your duty to serve the public. Na hiyo ni kitu ambayo ni ya tatu ya muhimu sana ya Bunge Mashinani. So basically, mkiwa hapa, you are given this platform. Kwa sababu ukiwa hapa, and I read the standing orders. Ukiwa hapa, wewe ni mheshimiwa. Kama wewe ni mheshimiwa ambao umeweza kuchagua akaenda County Assembly ya Kiambu, akaenda National Assembly, akaenda Senate, ni wewe umempatia hiyo power. Wewe ukiwa bunge mashinani, now you are exercising hiyo power ulitumia kumtuma. So when you are here, you are an honorable member. Na sitaki kusikia mtu akiita mwingine Kamau ama Wambua. Iko kwa order paper, iko kwa standing orders, tutazisoma. I will tell you how you address people. So before I read the standing orders, I would first want to give some communication from the chair, which I'm duly notified. As Bunge Mashinani, as an organization, we want to first sincerely apologize because the venue that we are using is not very disability friendly to our brothers and sisters who have a problem with mobility. We had another hall that we were supposed to use, but there was a small change because of the social distancing and COVID protocols. And so the only available hall that we got was this one. So our dear brothers and sisters who are having challenges accessing the venue, please take our apologies as Bunge Mashinani. We would have wanted to be more sensitive, but we were unable. So that is the brief background. So I will read the standing orders that is going to guide this house. After that, I will ask for someone to propose that we adopt this as the standing orders and a seconder. Once we adopt these standing orders, we will all be bound by the standing orders, and anyone who goes against them, I have enough bouncers, I have enough sergeant terms, so we will ask you to walk out, and we will take you out. Alright? So if you have any issue with the standing orders, we raise them before we adopt them. So the standing orders, they are in your order paper, so you can go with me, kwa sababu nitaenda haraka sana because of time. Administrator is in charge of protocol and handling of guests. So in that regard, if we have, I'm told there was an assistant chief who was supposed to join us, a chief. Any community leader who is there, please let me know so that I duly recognize you, because in Bunge Mashinani we recognize authority, and that also goes to the organizations that are represented, the CBOs. If you are representing a CBO, please let me know through my assistant. Just let me know so that we recognize you. Number two, the Honorable Clerk is in charge of the session memorandum. So this is not a platform where we will just talk. Kuna bwana na mikutano mingi ambayo tunaweza kukuja, tunaongea, tunasema sijui Limuru kumeenda aje, barabara, sijui sewage, sijui garbage, but until an action is done, that remains just talks. It will just be talks. So after this, everything that we are going to discuss, tutaiandika chini. My clerk here is going to do the recording, and from there, those issues will be taken to the right offices. Kwa hivyo, Honorable Clerk will be in charge of the memorandum, session memorandum, ambayo tutatoka nayo na tutakuwa na consensus before tumalize session. So the speaker will be the overall moderator of the session. Hakuna mtu ambaye ataweza kuongea kama hajapewa ruhusa na speaker kwa sababu ya order. Ukisikia kuna kitu unataka kusema, tafadhali na kuomba you raise up your hand. I will give you an opportunity, kwa sababu sisi hatujakuja kuwaambia, ni nyinyi ambao mmekuja kutuambia. So this session is for the honorable members, and we will have an open session. If there is an acclamation you want to do, kama mtu ameongea kitu ambao you agree with, bunge wanapiganga makofi ati naona nini watu mmechanuka. So in this session, you do not clap, muna claim by miguu, sawa sawa. So that is part of the standing orders. All incumbents, wale ambao wameweza kuchaguliwa, we treat them with respect and decorum. So if there is an elected MCA, elected MP, elected senator, woman rep who comes to Bunge Mashinani, we recognize as such and treat them as leaders. I will be recognizing the guests who are already here. So that was just a note. So decorum will be observed. Tukiwa hapa, as you can see, we are of different ages, we are of different backgrounds, we are of different kila mtu ukiangalia, we are all different. Na kile kitu ambacho kitaweza kufanya tuendelee vizuri ni kuheshimiana kwa session. So no one will be allowed to shout down anybody. Hawezi shout down mtu hata kama you do not agree with what he is saying. There are better ways of disagreeing. We don't have to agree, we can disagree, lakini we do it with respect. Sawa sawa? So the senior citizens who are here, naona mama kwa hapo, people with disability, opinion leaders, wote ambao tuko hapa tunapeana heshima na kila mtu atapewa chance ya kuongea. All Bunge session participants will be addressed as honorable members. That is very, very important. Ukisimama kuongea, ujiintroduce. Kama unaitwa Otieno, ujiite Mheshimiwa Otieno. Ukikosa kujiita Mheshimiwa Otieno, sitakupatia nafasi ya kuongea. We should all be proud that we are honorable members. Probably it is only in Bunge Mashinani session where you will be addressed as honorable member. So you take that and be very proud about it. We are all honorable members and all opinions will be respected. Siasa. Kuangalia hivi naona watu wana siasa sana. Watu ambao wanapenda siasa sana. Na siasa is part of development. We appreciate that in Bunge Mashinani. It's very difficult to separate politics and development. But in Bunge Mashinani sessions, we do not entertain politics. And I want to define politics for purposes of Bunge session. Politics ni kuja kukampenia mtu. Politics ni kuja kukandamiza mtu ama kuingilia mtu on account ya stand yake ya kisiasa. Politics ni kukuja kutusi viongozi ama leaders. Siasa ni court. If probably we say something that does not sit very well with another party or another individual, we can also take people to court where we feel they are not doing what they are supposed to do. The recordings in this session are what is the evidence that we will take to court. If we are saying, for example, that we need a police station in this ward or in Bibilioni ward, and we put it as a priority, we do a letter to the OCPD saying that we want a certain police post to be escalated. If there is no response and we need to go to the office of the Commission of Administrative Justice or Ombudsman, then the document that emanates from this session is what we will take as evidence that it came from members or people from Limuru. So everyone will be recorded, so it is very important that you identify yourself. Contributions on the floor of the House will be systematic as per the order paper. That is self-explanatory. Tutafuata penye order paper imesema. any opinion that is given in the plenary, ya Bunge Mashinani, is the opinion of the honorable member that is giving it, until we adopt it as a stand of Bunge Mashinani. So I cannot prevent you from coming to say, hivyo linastahili kubomolewa. Because once I give you this microphone, you can't say anything. But whatever you say remains an opinion, a personal opinion from that member, until we adopt it as an opinion of Bunge Mashinani. So we'll be doing a lot of consensus building, and any decision we make, Speaker needs. You rise up, you say your name, probably the ward you come from, and you propose that we can propose the standing orders, and then a seconder. This is just for the records, so any one of the members, honorable members in the house can propose, and a seconder. We have a microphone. Proposal of the standing orders. Any proposal? We are simply saying we agree that those will be the rules of the house. There we go. Your mic on. Put your mic on, please. Standing orders have been proposed. Do we have a seconder? A seconder to say that you agree that we propose this as our rules.
Mr. Speaker, sir, my name is Isaac Wanene, and I support the standing orders.
So we can claim that the standing orders are duly. So these are the standing orders. Thank you, honorable members. This will be the standing orders that are going to guide the session. So because of time, I will go straight to recognizing the guests that are in the house. Before that, I want to probably make you aware or announce that we are live on radio, RFM 99.9 RFM. This is the voice of the community. And we thank RFM very much for being there for us and giving us an opportunity to talk to the people of Limuru. The RFM is in 99.5 frequency, 99.9 FM. So we also have live, Facebook Live in RFM Radio 99.5. Youth Alive Kenya is a very strong partner of Bunge Mashinani in organizing these sessions. They have also given us copies of the Constitution of Kenya. We want citizens to always have a copy of the Constitution. Ni wangapi watataka a copy of the Constitution of Kenya? Na nani ana katiba? So if you will need a copy of the Constitution, please let us know. We will give you a copy of the Constitution. So thank you very much. From there, I also want to recognize the county government of Kiambu. for availing masks and sanitizers for this session. Do we have a representative from the county government, office of the governor? I think they have left for another engagement. So thank you very much, county government of Kiambu, office of the governor, for availing masks. From there, I'm going to introduce the Bunge Mashinani team. Bunge Mashinani team, we have a team from the head office. We also have a team from Limuru office. I can start from the Limuru team. They will be introduced by the deputy speaker. This is your time. Please introduce your team. Bunge Mashinani, Limuru chapter.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Sir, I think my team is over there. Can you stand up? All team. I think some have left. I don't know. We have Mwangi. We have Kevin there. We have Naomi there. And we have Jennifer over there. And I have my deputy clerk over there for beginning.
I will send some people out. You do not clap in Bunge Mashinani. Clap means you. So hata ukisikia clap, don't be tempted. So we can appreciate the Limuru team, headed by Honorable Wambua, who is the deputy speaker in charge of Limuru, and Honorable Gaza, who is the deputy clerk in charge of Limuru chapter. Limuru chapter, I think I should make that clear before I introduce the Bunge Mashinani team from the head office. This is the team that will now be tasked with all activities of Bunge Mashinani in Limuru sub-county. So these are very important people, because we cannot come from head office and purport to understand the issues of Limuru better than the leaders who are in Limuru. So Honorable Wambua, Honorable Gaza and his team are the people who are going to steer Bunge Mashinani in Limuru sub-county chapter. So from there, I also want to recognize the team from Bunge Mashinani head office. Please, where you are, you can stand up. Probably you can come here. So you'll just say your name, your position.
microphone.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Good afternoon,
Good
Mheshimiwa.
afternoon.
My name is Honorable Joe. I am a community leader, I'm a youth leader. More to that, I'm the current president of the students in Kiambu County, both university and college level. Thank you.
Karibu sana Mheshimiwa Joe. Thank you for that. Any other leader? Yes. We have the honorable member and an honorable member. Just your name, where you are representing.
Habari zenyu. Jina langu ni Joseph Odhiambo, mheshimiwa. Mimi ni coach wa youth. Vijana wanacheza county regional ndio tuko.
Asante sana, karibu sana mheshimiwa. Viongozi wa sporting fraternity.
Comrades Power. I'm Honorable Queen Africa. I represent a CBO from Gedongori known as African Voice of Nature. We deal with environmental justice and social justice. Na nimekuja pia na waheshimiwa wengine kutoka huko.
Asante sana, karibu sana mheshimiwa.
Honorable Speaker, my name is Isaac Nyanjui Kimani, mheshimiwa. I'm the youth leader Kiambu County. Asanteni.
Asante sana mheshimiwa, karibu sana. So having said that, yes, kuna mheshimiwa mwingine.
Hamjambo.
Hatujambo.
Kwa majina ni Martha Wanjiku. I run mentorship programs for young leaders in Thika Town. Excited to be here. Thank you.
Karibu sana mheshimiwa Martha kutoka Thika Sub County. Karibu sana Bunge Mashinani. Mheshimiwa. Good afternoon.
Okay, my name is Stephen.
So without further ado, the main component of Bunge Mashinani is actually to give a platform for people to give their views. Watu waweze kusema zile mambo ambazo zinakuwa zinawafinyilia sana. And since this is, mine is only to moderate this session, I want to open this session to honorable members to bring issues that we believe are a concern for us as citizens of Limuru in all our 5 wards of Limuru Central, Limuru East, Deya, Bibirioni, and Ngesha. And any other issue that you feel is relevant to this session of Bunge Mashinani. Issues that we deal with can be either from the issues that require the attention of the national government or issues that require the attention of the county government. Whatever we say here will be recorded, and these issues will be escalated to the right offices for action. So we cannot sit and probably come up with issues that we believe cannot be resolved. So hatuwezi sema ati tunataka probably in the next financial year tunataka an airstrip in Bata iwe inabeba zile viatu zinatengenezwa hapa Bata zipeleke the whole of East Africa. That is an issue, but for purposes of this session, this is not an issue that probably may be pressing at the moment, because we want issues that touch on the public. So the floor will be open. You are free to give your suggestion in any language. Kama usikii Kizungu, ongea Kiswahili. Kama ujui Kiswahili ama Kiingereza, ongea kwa Kikuyu. Kama ujui hiyo yote unajua Kidholuo, ongea nayo. We have enough interpreters. Kwa hivyo let language not be a barrier. Kwa hivyo feel free. Kila mtu ako na an equal voice in Bunge Mashinani. You can give your views. So the floor is open to members of the plenary. So utaweza tu kuchukua mkono juu na nitakupatia nafasi. And if possible, you can probably give the problem that is there na you give probably what you think would be a solution, so that we discuss it as plenary and see if it is the best solution, we propose it to the relevant duty bearers of government of issues. So the floor is open, feel free, we are all equal in Bunge Mashinani. Probably I need to, nataka ku-explain kwa Kiswahili. Bunge Mashinani, tukiwa kwa hii session, it's just like the MCA seated in County Assembly of Kiambu. Ni kama MP akiwa seated in the National Assembly. Ni kama our senator na women rep wakiwa kwa Senate of Kenya. Issues that they debate are zile issues ambazo zina affect the citizen at the grassroots level. Inaweza kuwa ni barabara iko hapo kwenu, pengine mulikuwa mnasema hiyo barabara inafaa kutengenezwa, mumejaribu all means, mumeshindwa. This is the forum kuleta hiyo hapa, ndio Bunge Mashinani isaidie as a voice of the community, as a voice of the citizen, isaidie wananchi kupeleka that motion or that agenda item to the relevant office. Kwa sababu sometimes we do not know zile ofisi ambazo issues zinafaa kupelekwa. So hapa tukiwa hapa tunasema kama ni hiyo barabara, kama ni sewage pengine inapitia kwenu, kama ni uwanja ya Limuru najua kuko na shida, kama ni insecurity, these are issues that we want to address. Ndio tukitoka hapa tutaandika session memorandum ambayo zitaweza kupelekwa to the relevant offices. So there is no specific issue that you can raise, lakini ni any issue yenye una feel kama ungekuwa Kiambu County Assembly saa hii ukiwa MCA. Ni nini hicho ambacho ungepeleka kwa hiyo assembly? That is what I want you to bring on the floor of the house, so that it is recorded, ndio kutoka hapo tuweze kuzipeleka mbele. Yes, niko na mheshimiwa hapa mbele.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mushendo.
Mheshimiwa
Mushendo. I come from a place called the Gio in Day Ward. The thing I want to address this afternoon is something called public participation. Public participation is something we gave ourselves when we enacted the new constitution. And what is the role of public participation? Or what is the role of Wanjiku in the policies that govern either county government or the national government? I'll give an example. Today, we have, for lack of a better words in quote, we have a mountain meeting in Sagana. And there are people meeting, and you can see hashtags everywhere. The mountain is united. But if I was to ask here today, what was the criteria of getting representative of Limuru constituency to Mount Kenya in Sagana? Were there public participation? What was the criteria that was used? I'll come close home. We recently had what we call CDF public prioritization of CDF projects. Who are being invited to this meeting? I'll give a classic example. And I can see my friend Moya from the Mwadi Foundation is here. He will confirm or deny. When I visited the public participation for CDF project in my place in the Gio, the only people I got were the wanaitwa wazee wa nyumba kumi. Wazee wa nyumba kumi, wale pastors wako very close to the provincial administration, and I am not at any time praying, giving the blame to the CDF. What is the criteria that the CDF ought to use to ensure that every member of the public is invited to these barazas. You realize when we went and we looked at the project that they were proposing that the wazee wa nyumba kumi wanataka badge, wazee wa nyumba kumi wanataka allowances, wazee wa nyumba kumi wanataka meeting hall. Do those projects really benefit me as Mushendo, who has absolutely nothing to do with nyumba kumi? But you see, because of the people who are invited into that meeting, they will only address the issues that concern them. And we really had to invite our member of parliament and tell him whatever has been proposed in this prioritization baraza does not affect me positively. We need to sit down and come up with a project. So one of the things that has been abused, and we want it addressed, it is the issue of public participation. Can I tell you, how many people remember the Punguza Mzigo bill? When the Punguza Mzigo bill was committed by the IEBC to county assemblies, before MCAs were called, like they were called yesterday, you saw them saying that they will support PBI. But what is the criteria? The criteria would be when that bill is given to the clerk of the county assembly, before it is committed to the floor of the house, it is supposed to come to the public for public participation. We give our views on the bill, then that views are subjected to my MCA, who is my representative, so that as he goes to vote against or for it, he will vote for it, going and carrying my opinion with him. But today, we have a lot of MCAs that was in Sagana that actually were promised a car grant, and they told the president we will support BBI. Did they consult you? That tells you, even if the public participation will come for the Building Bridges Initiative Constitutional Amendment Bill 2020, they will not care about what you will give. They have already surrendered what they are going to do with the bill to the president. So,
Mheshimiwa Mushendo, I'm adding you 1 minute.
So what role does me as a common mwananchi play in terms of pressing matters? I'll come back home again. Today, we have people who came up with what we call Kiambu Water and Sewerage Company. If there is a very serious issue affecting this Limuru constituency everywhere, it is the issue of water. But somebody decided to bring together all the water companies in Kiambu without the public participation of the constituents of Limuru. That water company, it is going to run the entire policy of water in Kiambu, but it is doing so without the input of a common mwananchi in Limuru. So if there is one thing that needs to be addressed, if at all we are going to make sure our views and our opinion really make a difference in government, the first step where we need to address it is, where is the common mwananchi as far as public participation is concerned? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Mheshimiwa Mushendo. You have raised a very important point on public participation. I would want to hear the reaction of the members on public participation. 2 minutes, Mheshimiwa.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I'm Mwaniki Moya.
Mheshimiwa Mwaniki Moya.
Mheshimiwa Mwaniki Moya, sorry. I would like to respond to a name mentioned by Mr. Mushendo.
Mheshimiwa Mushendo. Mheshimiwa Moya, I will throw you out.
I think it is in order to say about Mr. Honorable Mushendo about public participation. I have been for long, not 1 year or 2 years, been participating in the public participations that has been called in Limuru. And I have witnessed that the cosmetic thing that has been happening, despite the office of the MP has been trying very much to bring to, on board everybody or any stakeholder who feels to be accommodated. I want to say this. Regarding the Honorable Mwadi's office or the MP's office, what we do, we take notices to the chiefs, we take others to the churches, and we do it online. And he bear witness that we do that. I didn't want to much dwell on how Honorable Mwadi's office, but because that might be, it is supposed to be taken by others so that public participation includes everybody. I want to say about the county government. We have been going, we give our line of view, but we have never seen that thing happen. I know Moshedo would say some of the things that those wazes from his village gives, they're not supposed to be done. But he has been with me in the county offices. And he knows very well that some things has never been done. We need to have a framework, and a good framework on how we will be doing these things. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa. So
Thanks.
before you talk, Mheshimiwa Moya, are you talking for the office of the MP, or you are giving an opinion based on your observation?
I was talking about myself.
Thank you. Well noted.
Yes.
Santi. So, Mheshimiwa?
Mheshimiwa Robert, I come from Kabuku. I think in the issue of public participation, one of the things that we must also divorce is the CDF from the MP. The MP is just a patron of the CDF. So why is he always on top of things when things happen? When, again, in the public participation, I'm in sports. The other day, tuliambiwa, kuna mpira itachezwa. I don't know who was consulted, I was not, and many of the people that I asked were not consulted. Again, on the public participation, like there's a road from my home to the railway up there. There's no, what do we call it, ile board. There's no signage. That's part of public participation, because if I need to follow up with it, from whom do I follow up? I think the government, the person who deals with that is the government representative, the ACC, the county commissioner. Can we make it as a resolution from here that no government project should start or begin before a signage is put up? Because that's the only way we can follow up on the same. Again, the internet is an ocean. Why don't we have, if it's Kera Limuru, why don't we have a Kera Limuru website for all the projects that they are running, the water projects? Because if I was to go to the government website to look for a project in my village, I might not be very successful.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa. Before I give Mheshimiwa Maina, where is my timekeeper? I'm allowing only 2 minutes per honorable member, and please, we have to observe that time. Before I give next Mheshimiwa, I would like to recognize the following who have just joined us. Ken from Day Award is having a team from Day Award, so Ken, you can wave to the honorable members. He's a youth leader from Deya. I also have Reverend Dixon Weru. He has just joined us, Reverend. Thank you very much. Karibu sana. Tunaheshimu ufunuo wako. We also have Honorable Governess from Githunguri, Bunge Mashinani Githunguri. Thank you very much. Karibu sana. We have Honorable Zaina Kombo from Haki Africa. Karibu sana Mheshimiwa, nitakupatia mahali ya kuweza kuaddress plenary. So karibuni we continue. We need to make a resolution ya hii mambo ya public participation. I will give 3 more members. We hear their reactions so that we make a resolution about public participation in Limuru sub-county. So next honorable member. Yes, karibu.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I am Honorable Wanene, and thank you very much for this opportunity. For me, what I would say is that it's not all about having the public participation, but ensuring that each and every single individual knows that there is a public participation being held somewhere. Mr. Speaker, sir, Mheshimiwa hapa, ameongea kuwa that they are broadcasted in their website, but it's not anybody or any person who can access that website. It's all about having that a good structure of informing each and every single person. It's all about mentioning the church. Not everybody goes to church, but when having posters in all the places, notifying people that there is a public participation to be held somewhere, that one will help. Why don't we have a road trip whereby everybody will get mzee akiwa kule kwa duka ataona a road trip, atajua tu there is a public participation to be held somewhere. Asante sana, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Asante, Mheshimiwa Speaker. Honorable Maina.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. My name is Maina Jenga from Bibilioni Ward, and thank you for this opportunity. I want to say 2 things about public participation, and by the virtue of working for a media house that operates within Limuru. Because sometimes we find ourselves going for reporting purposes on correcting news during this public participation. One challenge I want to challenge ourselves, because I can see most of us are young people. And one common thing is that young people do not attend these public participations. Majorly, you'll find our parents attending this public participation. Okay, of course, some will attend, but I would expect over 90% or 80% of the attendance being young people, because what is happening or what is being discussed will affect us more than our parents. Number 2, I don't know how Bunge Mashinani can help us on this, because there's no need of telling people we'll come at 2 and then you come at 4. Of course, I have other things to do, or probably people will get tired, or you tell people I'll come at 12 and then come at 3 when they're hungry, the energies are done. So I think the major thing that we need to address is on time, and especially with our honorable members. Ukisema ni saa 2, wacha ikuwe ni saa. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa. Finally, so that we now make a resolution on public participation, Mheshimiwa.
Thank you, Your Honor. My name is Mheshimiwa Joe, as I said. So about this issue about public participation, we can say there's a big difference, there's a big gap between the people in power and the people huko chini. So we will find there's a gap, hata kama kuna public participation, if it is there, not everybody knows about it. Like the way my honorable member said, if you can have a structure on how we can get this information to the people on the ground. And also, those people, we teach the youth about public participation, to embrace it and how to move change, and how to nominate change, how they can bring up suggestions and ideas. I think with that structure, we can be ahead as Limuru chapter. Thank you.
Thank you, Mheshimiwa. 2 last ones. We can start with Mheshimiwa, yes.
Good afternoon. Unajua Honorable Speaker alisema Article 1, Chapter 1 of the Constitution ndio inatupatia mamlaka ya kuweza kufanya miradi kama bunge mashinani. And if you are aware about Article 1, it says all sovereign power belongs to who?
The people.
To who?
The people.
Haya, before that, Article 1, preamble ya Constitution inasema we the people of
Kenya.
Who? We. Not our president, who is also a person of Kenya, not our elected officials, who are also people of Kenya. It is who? Ni nani wanapata shida? ni sisi, si ndio? Mbona inakuwa ni tunasema ni wale ambao watatusaidia kutatua shida yetu, and yet sisi ndio tunaumia at the end of the day? Haiwezi kuwa ni tunangoja watu wengine watusaidie kutatua shida zetu, and yet sisi wenyewe ndio tunaumia at the end of the day. And so even as we talk about public participation, let's also remember devolution is still very new for us. Tuko episode silianza 2010, tuko episode 2, tunaenda episode 3 next year tukichagua, si ndio? Tunaenda episode 3, kumaanisha it's still very new. And what happened for us is that the devolution ilikuja, wale ambao tulipopatia kura wakaingia kwa ofisi, au ndio tulipatia mamlaka juu tulidhani wao ndio wanaelewa vile devolution inafanywa. But sahi itabidi we have to go back to those documents, read them, understand them, take the first priority. It will be us at the forefront of the changes we want to see. It will be us. It will not be them.
One more minute. I add you 1 more minute.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. It will be us at the forefront of the change we want to see. So read the Constitution. Nimekuwa nikifanya miradi, nimekuja na jeshi yangu kutoka Thika, mimi ni mheshimiwa Martha Wanjiko. Nimekuwa nikifanya mradi Facebook ya kuongea kuhusu the Constitution chapter by chapter, kwa sababu sisi wenyewe hatusomi, yet wao wameenda Sagana kujadiliana mambo ambayo inatuhusu nani? Tumesoma Constitution, tumesoma budget, tunasoma annual development plan. Imagine hatusomi, wataendelea kufanya kutengeneza decisions on our behalf because we are not, they know, wanajua hatutaki kujihusisha na mambo ambayo yanatuhusu sisi, and yes, sisi ndio tunaumia. Asante sana, Honorable.
Mheshimiwa hapa, and then I'll make some comments, and then Mheshimiwa, I'll give you the last one. Mheshimiwa hapa ndio to make a resolution ya public participation.
Mimi Kenya ningesema
2 minutes strictly.
Naitwa Joseph Odhiambo, Mheshimiwa Joseph Odhiambo. Mimi ningeongelea kuhusu ile kiwanja pale juu, nasikia isemekana 1960 kitu hapo ilikuwa imejengwa. Hatujaona. Wote wanaingia wakienda. Sasa kama vijana wa sport, ungeuliza hapa tunaweza saidiwa aje?
Mheshimiwa kidogo, you are raising about Limuru Stadium. Hiyo utaishikilia hivyo kwanza tumaliza na ya public participation. Once we make a resolution ya public participation, utaleta hiyo ya Limuru Stadium. Kwa hivyo ishikilia hivyo ndivyo karani wangu waweze kuirekode. Sawa sawa. So then that opportunity goes to you so that we make a final resolution on public participation.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable members.
2 minutes.
Again, my name is Kenneth Maina. Nimetoka pale Thigio.
Ati unaitwa nani?
Honorable Kenneth Maina. Asante sana, Mr. Speaker. Tukiendelea kuzungumzia maneno ya public participation, nataka kugusia yale madhara ambayo yanakuja kwa kutofanya public participation pale mashinani. For example, tumechimbiwa zinaitwa water pans. Water pans ndio serikali ilifanya mzuri katuchimbia water pans. Nataka kuongea kuhusu miradi ambayo imesimama kwa sababu hiyo public participation haifanyiki pale mashinani, waelewa. Kwa hivyo nataka kuzungumzia maana ya ama kusisitiza maana ya kufanya public participation. Tukiambiwa tutokee, jameni, tusisitize, tuangalie maslahi yetu yenyewe na tutakuwa tukigusia masuala ya hata vizazi vijazo. Asanteni sana.
Asante sana. Before nipatie mheshimiwa hapa, nataka kuwauliza swali. Where in the constitution or in the laws does it say that public participation lazima raia waitwe? Ni wapi imetuzuia tuwe na kikao kama hiki watu wa Limuru, tuseme hii ndio public participation yetu, tuite wale viongozi wakuje wasikize kenye tunasema? That is food for thought as we make these resolutions. Kwa sababu public participation imekuwa like a sham, na hiyo tunakubaliana. Unakuta sometimes venue inapelekwa mbali, saa zingine wanasema ni saa 8 wanakuja saa 11. Hizi ni tactics. Saa zingine unaletewa document ya 200 pages, We go through and you make decisions. But let me tell you, kama viongozi wameitana public participation, hata kukuja watu 10 na waseme sisi tunataka hivi, hivyo ndivyo kutaendelea kwa sababu public participation imefanywa. Wazee wetu ambao tunawaheshimu sana na nawapatia kipaumbele kwa sababu these are senior citizens ndio wanakujanga public participation. Na wakikuja public participation, their priorities ndizo watapeleka pale, and that is what will be considered. And to that extent they are correct. Kwa sababu sisi tusipoenda hizo public participation, we cannot critique ile decision ya wale watu ambao walienda. So we need to be sensitive. Public participation ikiitanwa, it is our duty to go. How inaitanwa is now then what should be a discussion for us. So tunaweza sema kama Limuru tutakuwa si tunapanga session za bunge mashinani because we are now in Limuru. We have Limuru chapter. You can use the deputy speaker, deputy clerk. Mnapanga kikao cha bunge mashinani. Zile miradi ama ile budget ya ADP, zile proposals mnapeleka za annual development plan, mkizipeleka kwa county government, that is effective or efficient public participation. Kwa hivyo hii nawatupia so that you consider it and then we make a resolution based on that. Mheshimiwa. Before mheshimiwa uongee, naambiwa kuna mgeni wetu mwingine ameweza kufika. Purity Jebor kutoka Youth Alive Kenya. Karibu sana, nitakupatia mahali ambao utaweza kuaddress session. Youth Alive has been our very firm partners kwa kupanga hizi vikao vya bunge mashinani. Kwa hivyo karibu sana Purity, feel part of the session. So mheshimiwa.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, sir. Regarding the public participation, you know, it's something that is within the Constitution. It's a constitutional provision to have a public participation regarding the development in every constituency, in every country. I want to challenge the elected leaders. I want to blame them sometimes, especially MCA, MP, governors, and the rest, when they are having the public participation. They don't involve everybody. They do it selectively. And sometimes we learn that already the public participation was done when some of the people are not aware about it. So to me, I'd like to challenge our leaders. It's good to involve everybody, even if it's their opponent. The other side, it's good to hear from them and their contribution regarding their challenges. That's what I have. Thank you.
Asante sana mheshimiwa. Naambiwa kuna wa mwisho pale nyuma, and then from there we make a resolution on public participation tuende katika issue ya Limuru Stadium. 1.5 minutes. Jitambulishe vizuri.
Kwa majina inaitwa Samuel Gashohe.
Jitambulishe vizuri.
Mheshimiwa Gashohe. So on
Santi.
this issue of public participation, I think if we want to capture the youth are on the digital platforms. For example, I develop mobile applications. Nimetoka Play Store, nimetafuta application inaitwa Bunge Mashinani, sijapata. This would be very important for how many Bunge Mashinani events do you have this year? What is the venue? Is it only in Limuru? Do you have some in Thika? For example, first-time visitors, I'm one of them. Yeah, so I don't know how frequent these meetings are, and a portal maybe on Play Store or on a website would give these dates and venues in a very elaborate manner for broader public participation. Thank you.
That is very insightful. Asante sana mheshimiwa. Nitakupatia 1 minute mheshimiwa. 1 minute.
Much obliged. Nataka kusema hivi, hata kama tunasema mambo ya public participation kwamba hatuitwi, there is a challenge. Hata kama hatujaitwa, wewe ukijua kuna public participation yenye ilikuwa jana, you need to light and take that to the office that was there. Hata kama mheshimiwa hukuitwa na unajua hukuitwa, take your lighting there. Ndio wakikosa kufanya hivyo tutasema kwamba niliwaletea recommendation yangu. Mr. Speaker, sir, I've noted that people need civic education. Because civic education will be the thing to enlighten them on what about public participation. What is after public participation? Sababu tukisema tulikuwa na public participation hukuenda na ulikuwa busy, si uandike upeleke au ujipeleke useme.
Asante sana mheshimiwa, that is very strong. Tunasema kama huwezi enda huko, you take a written memorandum, iende kule kwa, kama ni ya national ya county government, iende ireceiviwe kwa assembly, and then we peane. So we would like not just to talk. Tumeona public participation for sure iko na mashida. So tutaweza aje kutatua hizo mashida kama watu wa Limuru? Mheshimiwa Deputy Speaker akona proposal hapa ambayo naweza kumpatia microphone, kwa sababu huyu ndiye atakuwa Limuru sub county, and the resolutions zenye mtapitisha yetu ni kuwaweka nguvu, kwa sababu we have partners kama Haki Africa hapa, we have Poverty Eradication Network, tuko na Youth Alive Kenya hapa. These are people who are very well trained on issues of active citizenship. So ile resolution mutapitisha, kwa sababu wako hapa na wanasikiza, kama mtahitaji training on what is effective public participation, ipitisheni ndio tuweze kuongea na wao, tujue how best we can do it. Mheshimiwa.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, sir. Watu wa Limuru, nimesikia kilio na ni kilio cha haki. Public participation imekuwa ikichezwa nayo shere. Tunaweza kuiown this forum, tuseme ya kwamba tunataka tuwe na bunge mashinani representative wakati wa public participation. Hello? Because after this chapter 8, we will be moving to wards. Katika kila ward tutakuwa tukienda huko. That means what? Zile public participation zitakuwa, we need to be notified so that we can be available there. Are we supporting that? Are we supporting that? Let me show by the hands, please, honorable members, if we support that. We need to make it a document to support that in order for us to be on the safe side. Wakati wa kuchukua makaratasi na vibango kuandamana iliisha. This is the right time to use bunge mashinani, to use the correct channel and win-win. We are the people with the power. Ni wa surprise. Tunaeza itana hiyo public participation, we call those leaders to come and answer from here. Time is coming. Tutakuja kwa ward per ward. God bless you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Deputy Speaker. Kulingana na venye nimesikia, Limuru ward mume resolve as a resolution of this house, session 8, so that it is captured in the Hansan. When there is public participation, Bunge Mashinani Limuru chapter ikuwe notified officially, so that it notify members wa attend hiyo session. And number 2, munaweza kuwa na kikao cha Bunge Mashinani ambacho nyinyi wenyewe mmepanga, mumeitana kwa wards zote, na zile mambo mtaweza kudiscuss hapo zikuwe ni part to be considered as public participation. Is that correct? If that is what we have agreed, I'll put it to a vote. Before I put it to a vote, yes? 30 seconds.
Before you put it to a vote, since we have Haki Africa here, Youth Alive, I want to bring to attention to the membership of this house today that in 2018, a public participation bill, number 5 of 2018, was published, and it was brought for the first reading both in the National Assembly and in the Senate. And on May of 2019, the Senate of Kenya passed that bill, and it was committed to the Parliament Select Committee on Budget for further analysis. But what surprises me is that until today, that public participation bill that brings out a structured way of doing public participation, it is still in the first reading at the National Assembly since 2018. And we want to challenge our partners who are here that we can follow up, because as much as the public participation is anchored in the Constitution, it is not yet structured. That is why the county government has the audacity to service us with the budget in the morning that we are expected to actually do public participation. All of us know money bill is not something you study within hours and pass. It's something that would require you're given in earnest, go through it, so that you are able to do public participation effectively. Therefore, we would also urge this House to pass a resolution that through our partners, we also press the National Assembly to pass this particular public participation bill number 6 of 2018, so that public participation can be well anchored and structured in law. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. That is even part of civic education. We are now aware. And I would also like to bring to attention of the House, there is a Kiambu County Public Participation Act that was passed. So for purposes of between now, because that is a resolution that I would also recommend to the House, between now and that time, we make use of the County Public Participation Act that was passed by the Kiambu County Assembly. And this is where our resolution today is going to be anchored. So we are going to take that also as a separate resolution at the national level, but I had put a vote on public participation at the county level. So do we pass, as I have read, that the resolution is, once there is public participation, Bunge Mashinani Limuru chapter should be notified in writing, and it mobilizes its members to attend, and that we can always hold a Bunge Mashinani session as Limuru sub-county chapter and give the outcomes of that meeting as adequate public participation. Can as many of that opinion say aye? Aye. Can as many of the contrary say nay? The ayes have it unopposed. So that will be communicated to the Kiambu County Assembly, and the team is hereby given enough capacity to organize these sessions, to discuss the budget, to discuss the strategy papers, to discuss all documents that require public participation, and they pass the same to the County Assembly as due public participation. Thank you very much. There was the issue of the Limuru Stadium. You can raise it. I allow 3 minutes because of time. Please turn on your mic.
Kenye ningesema kuna hiyo stadium ya Limuru, na sio hiyo peke yake, kuna ile Atigoni. Ile Atigoni uliona mpaka mzungu amejitolea katengeneza. Hii yetu ya hapa tumesinda tukifuata tuoni venye kunaenda. Sasa hii ligi inaenda kuanza. Hata tujui tunaelekea wapi, tunaongojea bata. Tunaweza fanya aje hiyo stadium ikuwe sawa, na pesa nasikia zinatoka. Kila mwaka kuna pesa wanapatiwa sijui milioni ngapi, ila tu kwa mfuko ya watu. Zinasaidiwa aje? Sababu hiyo grao ilitangaziwa 1968. Hata sikuwa nimezaliwa. Nilikuwa nimezaliwa ningekuwa nimefight. Fanya aje?
So thank you very much, Mheshimiwa. Do I have members from the sporting fraternity in Limuru so that I first hear your views before we take a position on Limuru Stadium? I know Limuru Stadium has a history.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm Honorable Yusuf.
1.5 minutes, timekeeper.
I'm coached by professional, and I have an academy. I have been running that academy through a private property, but a stadium. It has been a problem. Right now, things have not gone to normal. Hazijarudi ni normal kawaida. but activities za sports zinaendelea countrywide. Despite Ministry ya Sports kusema haijapeana go ahead, KPL ambayo ndio the highest league inaendelea. So inamaanisha hata sisi hapa mashinani tunafaa kuwa tunaendelea. So hiyo Limuru Stadium imekuwa pale. Tumesukuma mpaka uwanja kwanza ilikuwa imegrabiwa. Tukasukuma mheshimiwa akaturudishia. Secondly, tukasukuma mpaka kuna time tumeonana na the former governor. Tukaongea na yeye, akaroketi do which was 10 million. Akapatia contractor, akakuja akasukuma, akafanyia ile inaitwa ni ground breaking ama nini. Ikatengenezwa akasukuma kufika mahali contractor akaingia mitini na mpaka leo hii. So tungependa kujua, tufuatilie sana, sababu former governor alikuwa ameallocate pesa ya 3 phases. Kama ni document iko huko imewekwa mahali imefichwa, tungependa itolewe, ifuatiliwe, sababu saa hizi hatuwezi kuwa tunakimbizana na private property, huwezi bishana na kampuni ama anything.
Asante sana mheshimiwa. Mheshimiwa Wambua wanted to talk about something kwa sababu tunajua tuko na history ya hiyo session, hiyo stadium in 2 minutes, so that mheshimiwa uniambie specifically tunataka nini na hiyo stadium. Tumesema iko na shida, iko na nini, so specifically ni nini tunataka ifanywe.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Uwanja wa stadium wa Limuru mwaka wa 2020 July, tarehe ambayo ilikuwa tarehe 7, we met and we went to and we approached the Bunge Mashinani. They visited us at the stadium na tukatengeza na tukacollect signatures ambazo tulicollect within the 3 days. Tukapata around 1,800. Through Bunge Mashinani tuliweza kutengeza ama kuvai petition at Kiambu. Tukatoka hapa tukaenda Kiambu, tukaonana na CAC and he was surprised. Hiyo mjadala imepita, he was surprised. Hakuwa anajua kama kuna stadium ambayo haijajengwa Limuru. Hello. Funny enough, he was surprised kuona kwamba I have the evidence, niko na map ya 1969 ambayo ilikuwa imechorwa taratibu. Then 1 week down the line, he visited the place, the CEC with the surveyor, and they encroached the beacons. They placed the beacons back. And now, as we speak, through Bunge Mashinani, the stadium has been allocated 18 million this year. Bunge Mashinani, we are making a follow-up. We are just giving a time. By the end of Feb, we are expecting something to have started that place. If not so, we shall visit the place again. Hii ni sauti ya wanyonge na kufikia haki. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Asante mheshimiwa. Kwa hii pesa ambayo iliweza kupasiwa kwa budget, because I'm aware ilipitishwa, does it address zile concerns ambazo mheshimiwa alikuwa anauliza? Kwa sababu if the budget was passed na pesa ziliavailiwa, it's now a matter of follow up, because so much work had been done on that with the sporting fraternity. So are we aware of what the 14 million is supposed to do, so that we know whether it addresses concerns, mheshimiwa?
I understand the guys were not aware whether there's something that was addressed. But what we are going with the petition, what we had given, the first priority, that means what? A fence within, and those who had encroached there inside, they will be vacated. So that means what? The first priority is the fencing, then we do the necessary things, that is the leveling, because of the volleyball and the like, the rest of the teams, all michezo ziende na huko chini. Tubakie na stadium ya ball juu, then because I understand after allocation of money to any project, it has to be allocated each and every year of the budget. So that means what? Tutafuatilia hiyo iwe inapeanwa kila wakati wa budget, inaaloketiwa mpaka iishe. According to the 10 million, it was 15 millions, 10 zilienda, sijui mali zilienda, but sisi hatufuatilii hiyo, tunafuatilia hii imepeanwa wakati tuko. Thank you.
So asante sana mheshimiwa. Mheshimiwa utaongea about Limuru Stadium so that we make a resolution whether itakuwa tu kufuata ama kuna mambo mapya ambayo tutaongeza.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mheshimiwa Austin Mugendi, nisaidia Limuru Central. Kuna issue ya wameongelea stadium. We are not talking about the stadium. As per my thinking, I think sports in general here in Limuru area has been neglected. Ukiangalia mambo ya sports, vijana in other areas, kuna tournaments. They come in each other, like 3 sessions after yearly. They come each and every time. But here in Limuru, there is no even a single tournament. This December region, most of the youths, they will be kept busy by those tournaments in other regions. But here in Limuru, there was nothing to show of that. So I was urging the leaders, they should look onto that. They see as at least why introduce more sporting activities. That's a way also of creating job opportunities.
Mheshimiwa asante sana. Could it be the issue of Limuru Stadium is connected to what you are saying? If the Limuru Stadium is made, do you think that could address to some extent the issue that you are raising?
It can be, but as per my thinking, the Limuru Stadium as it is for now, it can be played, as in tournaments can be held over there. Okay. But there's no show of that. As in hiyo ya kutoanzisha hizo tournaments inachangia pia kutotengeneza stadium. If they did something like that, waheshimiwa wangekuja, they could have seen the stadium. There's nothing, as this stadium is not fit for international matches.
Okay.
They have done something about it. But since there's no any activities that are being held, sport activity, they can't know if the stadium is in that state.
So I think it's an issue of between the hen and the egg which came first, isn't it? Okay. Mheshimiwa Maina, and then Wambua wants to respond. Mheshimiwa Maina, 1 minute.
Yeah,
we are time pressed.
Yeah, Mheshimiwa Maina, again. I think for me, I would propose, and I don't know whether it's possible for Bunge Mashinani to do this. We try and push the duty bearers, the people who organize public events, to hold all those public events at the Limuru Stadium. You see, the national government, whenever you're having public holidays, call it Madaraka, Jamhuri, they take us to the stadium. The governor takes us to Kiligiti Stadium. So whenever you have any public event, be it public holidays, be it issuance of bursaries and all that, and they be taken to the stadium, so that now, Bwana Deputy Speaker, your issue of duty bearers being shocked that there are issues about the stadium that they don't know, they'll be able to see them when they are coming for those events. Thank you, Bwana Speaker.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa. Wambua, you want to respond to that? So that before that, Honorable Governess, 1 minute. Mheshimiwa, you want to say something? 1 minute, and then we have a resolution on that.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. My name is Honorable Governess from Githongori, as I had earlier said. Just maybe to enlighten the people of Limuru. To start with, in their constitution, can I remove my mask? Ndio munisikie vizuri? Pia munione. Anyway, just to enlighten you guys, to start with, there is the CDF fund, and 2% of the CDF fund that is given to the constituency should be for sports, just in case you did not know that. So I would also first ask you guys, you follow up with your MP, find out where that 2% is going to, how it's being used, because I know on our end we raised a lot of issues, and a few tournaments have been organized. I don't want to say that the 2% it is being used. Tunaona mali naenda. Also, with the county budget, I know there's some money that ideally
on paper is put down for sports, but they combine that with so many other overheads because it's ICT and sports. But we can also now come up with a petition, perhaps to find a memorandum to ask the county government, maybe to one, separate these vote heads, and secondly, to understand what is being given out per ward in the. Thank you.
So, Honorable Governors, you are proposing that the vote head for ICT and sports to be separated,
yes,
so that we're able to follow up on sports.
Follow up, yes.
You're also proposing that the 2% allocation for CDF, and again, this is where public participation for CDF comes in. I would not expect my grandmother to go there and say mtengeneze uwanja ya Limuru. Atasema inua pesa ya inua jamii kwanza iletwe. So that is a challenge to the sporting fraternity. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Governors. I want a resolution on Limuru Stadium, Wambua. And since it was moved by Mheshimiwa, I want you to be in to synchronize so that we have one resolution that captures his concerns about mainly that 14 million budget, whether you need to make follow-up or whether you need to make new demands.
All right, on the side of the stadium and sports at large, we should not be talking about sports. We should be talking about the youths. In Limuru, we have a very big and huge problem on the side of the youths. We, Bunge Mashinani, we cannot come and tell you, give us this. You are the people to identify the problem where it is and bring it to us so that we can show you the way forward. And since now we have the Limuru chapter 8, guys, the office is open 24/7, let me put it like that. Just forward to us. Give us the duty to work. Give us the work to work so that we can give these guys from the headquarter job to work. We understand all about the 2%. And my friend, colleague, Honorable Austin, over the December, Limuru was check. All right? People from Limuru, there was tournament. There was no tournament. What was that? Okay, fine. Start to dwell hapo, but what is there is a hide and seek somewhere. And the 2% of 2020, 2021, we have to get it through you guys. You are the people to give us the way forward. If you bring it to us, we know how to handle it. We know how to make the follow-up and get the 2% for you guys. Right? Wacha nitumie Kiswahili. Shida imekuwa ya kwamba kufikia Bunge Mashinani imekuwa hatukuwa tunajua. In fact, let me sasa kwanza nitoke nikuje pande hii. Wakati tulijua Bunge Mashinani, something started happening in Limuru. Hatukuwa tunajua even the 15 million zenye zilikuliwa pale kwa stadium. Tulijua through the Bunge Mashinani. And right now, after making a follow-up day and the other, that's why tuko na Limuru office. Today, we are launching the Limuru office. That means what? Something will happen soon. Mheshimiwa Geneva, welcome to Limuru, because I know utanikaribisha pande ingine. Thank you.
Asante sana. Tumeendelea vizuri sana. So we have a resolution that Limuru chapter is going to follow up on the 14 million. We see what it will address. If there will still be more gaps, za Limuru Stadium, then we can make a follow-up. So, Limuru Stadium, is it very, very pressing? Yes. As you raise the question, I will give you a chance to just make a comment. I know you're in the sporting fraternity. Kwanza atauliza swali, you make a comment, and then we pass that resolution so that we move to the next one.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm Mheshimiwa David, and I have to Mheshimiwa. Mheshimiwa umesema ati hiyo sasa resolution ni kama resolution, si ndio?
Yes.
So what are you planning juu ligi inaanza soon na hatuna uwanja za kuchezea ligi, si ndio? Hatuna post, hizo post ziko kwa uwanja haziwezi tumika, si ndio? So mnapanga nini kutusaidia? What is your solution juu hakuna kitu mume yani hakuna kitu mnaweza, mimi baadhi mjaanza hiyo venye umesema resolution, hakuna kitu imesimamia, hakuna kitu sisi tunaona, hakuna kitu yani inatu attract, yani amtupatie yani hope, yani mnatupatia tu ideas, si tuziweke tu.
Mheshimiwa, asante sana, hiyo hata ni mimi nitarespond. Hiyo shida ya Limuru Stadium ililetwa kwa bunge mashinani na tukaandika petition. Na hiyo petition ndio ilipelekwa county assembly and the CEC alijileta hapa, and as a result of that ikapitishwa budget. So venye na kuchallenge ama venye na kuambia, nataka liars na ofisi ya Wambua ndio kwanza ujue what was contained in that petition, because I remember goalposts were in that petition. The goalposts were there, changing rooms na perimeter wall. So immediately that budget is passed, and sasa kazi ni kuifuata, hiyo issue itakuwa addressed. So I think we are halfway done. I'm sure utaweza kuona results za hiyo. Sawa sawa? Rome was not built in one day, but it was built. Isn't it? Sawa sawa? Comment in 30 minutes is 30 seconds.
Sawa. Mheshimiwa Robert again. Ndio tusi waste time sana, I would also would have liked that we make a resolution here that from 2017 we've not had the 2% from CDF to Sirudi kwa sports tena. Can we make a resolution that we have a statement from the CDF office for 2017 up to this year, what they have done with the 2% that is in the constitution with our sports money, please.
Can we adopt that resolution? I don't need to add anything to that resolution. Are we passing that as a resolution that CDF accounts for 2% sports from 2017? No, we need to be specific. We can start from 2017, isn't it? So from 2017, I'm going to task the deputy clerk to do a letter to the CDF office. In case they do not respond, then we are going to do a letter to the CDF NG, National Government CDF Board, and we are going to get that information. So can we pass that as a resolution? As many as of that opinion say aye. Contrary? A resolution on Limuru Stadium, we are saying that we make a follow-up on the 14 million that was passed for this financial year, so that it caters for the Limuru Stadium. Opposers of that motion, those that support, may I hear ayes? Nays? Those who are abstaining? Can I hear the ayes again? The nays? The ayes have it. So those are resolutions that are passed by this House, and we are going to make follow-up. So as we cross over, because I want to give a chance to Haki Africa for only 5 minutes to talk about, Haki Africa will be talking about a human rights-based approach to development. I'm also going to give an opportunity to Youth Alive Kenya to talk about public participation and the avenues to influence the budget. It is not at every time that you can influence the budget. So Youth Alive Kenya is going to have 5 minutes to just give us a summary of avenues that we have to influence the budget. Poverty Eradication Network are also our partners. We are going to give them 5 minutes to talk about eradication of poverty through the county budget process. That is a very powerful tool for fighting poverty, because we have devolution now. We are also going to have whom I want to invite now before we go back to the plenary. I'm going to give TASI. TASI is an initiative of countering extremism and violence among young people. We are going to give them 5 minutes to talk about it. Tell us what you have been doing. Tell us any areas that you may want to collaborate with Bunge Mashinani and our partners. And see whether we can pass any resolution that is going to strengthen that relationship. So TASI has been very active. It is represented by ZDB. He's going to talk about it in 5 minutes, and then we cross over to the next session. So I keep reminding you as MCZD is coming to the floor that we are live in RFM, 99.9 FM. We are live on radio. This is a community radio that has reached out to Bunge Mashinani to support this initiative and inform the people. So we are also live in Facebook, RFM Radio 99.9. We are also live in Facebook, Bunge Mashinani. So catch up, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Bunge Mashinani. So MCZD.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
5 minutes strictly.
Thank you. Honorable members, my name is MC ZDB. Honorable, courtesy of TASI Innovations, we're here to represent, or rather I'm here to represent the initiative. Where do I start? I'll start from here. I was a street boy for 5 years, back in CBD, in Nairobi, and then I've been a drug peddler. I used to carry guns in my school bag. I used to sell bang, and I used to smoke also. And that life wasn't easy, and that was back in my early teenage age. And the background wasn't easy. I was unable to continue with my primary school, my studies, because I left school when I was in class 3. So I went to school, I attended class 3 in 3 years in different schools, like 6 schools, because of my addiction in bank and my influence because of the people I used to work, or rather I used to, my friends, who are my friends that back then. After that, it came back in 7. You all understand how it was. It wasn't easy, the whole country, the violence and everything. People had to shift from their real homes. People had to shift from their real families. And I found myself also at that time, for me, it was lucky because I found myself back home, but not with my 2 parents, with my 1 parent, which was my mom. They had already separated with my father, and it wasn't that easy. Mom received me, and I went back to school. After that, I became sick, and I was bed rest for almost 1 year and 2 months. Never went to school. I couldn't walk. I couldn't eat. And every day in our house was all about prayers. So our home changed from, the private life, and it became like a church. Now somehow, sometimes ilikuwa inafika inakaa maombolezi because of my situation. But God came, as he always does, and I was healed and back to life. And as you can see, that's the result of him alone, nobody else. So I have always advocated for positive. I've always fought for rights, young people's rights, and I discovered that everybody is fighting about uwanja, other people are fighting about barabara, other people are fighting about opportunities, but we are not fighting about our peace in our nation. We are not fighting and encouraging the peace in our nation. Because ukienda huko kufight barabara, ukienda huko kufight uwanja, ukienda huko kufight opportunities, wengine tunaweka kifua, right? Na wengine pia wenye wako ile side wanaweka kifua. So at the end of the day, wakati hizo ndume mbili zimeshikana, si nyasi itaumia. And then wakati inaumia because we have seen young people are dying. For instance, I'm married with 2 kids. Saizi nikifanya blanda niumie na life yangu ikatwe, watu wenye wataumia ni my wife and my kids. Sindio? So but if ndakuwa na wasa wana support na tuende kupiga ile kitu peacefully na tuwekele kwa meza like what Bunge Mashinani does, all about papers na kubring things kwa table na tunasukuma, utapata hakuna life ya youth yenye itapotea, na hakuna youth life ya hata any woman or any man that itaenda, but rather kenye itaenda ni ufisadi na lack of implementation ya rights za wa Kenya. So we as TASI Innovations, what we have been doing since 2006, It's all about going to different counties, going to different wards, going to different countries. We have gone to Uganda and Tanzania. Just advocating on violent extremism through arts. I'm an entertainer, I'm a hype man, I'm a dancer, I'm a professional MC award winner. And I use my art to advocate for that. Because I've realized and I've noticed that unacheki venye wase wa ball wako na voice. Hivyo ndivyo wasanii tuko na voice. Because hiyo yote ni art. Hivyo ndio unapata ama videographer, hawa senyo kwa radio saa hizi. Hapa yenye tuko live. Wako na voice hata kuliko huyo mheshimiwa mwenye amekalia kiti huko. Kwa sababu ya nini? Wale wasi wenye hii radio station side reach out. Wale wasi wenye mimi kama MC na reach out. Wale wasi kama wewe msanii mali huko kwa your own field una reach out. Ndio tuko na as in tuko na space kubwa sana. But if tunaweza advocate for such positivity, ndio tunaweza kuwa tunasonga mbele. Kwa sababu sasa tukikaa mnachiki venye Limuru kuko na peace. Banzai wasi wa Limuru, congrats sana. Yaani tuko hapa na tusikima kelele huko hakuna mawe. Asanteni sana. That we can be here to discuss about the things that we want done in our county, done in our nation, done in our constituency because of the peace in this area. Can we be able to encourage such na to maintain peace mpaka after election? Nikimalizia, nasikia time yangu pia imeenda. Nikimalizia, mimi kama youth leader wa Kiambu County, hizo ndio vitu nimekuwa nikidu. What about wewe? Kama raia wa mtaa yako ama kama member wa familia ya mtaa yako ama home yako, what have you been doing? So I'll challenge all of us in this house, honorable members, with the permission of honorable speaker. Kama wenyewe tunaweza take our own initiative, kama tunapiga hustle yetu, na pia kama tunafanya mambo yetu, that tunaweka history ya kusukuma peace, na tuseme manzei no more extremism, no more. Tuna focus na to make sure kila kitu iko sawa. We encounter all of us, which is possible. Na pia ningependa kupropose to Bunge Mashinani that manze ikitu my youth na wasanii ndio wanaweza do. Ifanywe kwanza tukitumia art because 100% ya youth in this country 88% ni arts. Nani anakatana na mimi nimpatie proofs? 98% ni art. All of it is art. White collar, unapata msee kwa ofisi amepiga suti, anatoka kwa ofisi anaenda kudance, anaenda kuact, anaenda ku MC, anaenda art. Na if tunaweza tumia art kukuwa voice ya violence extremism, manze nakwambia tutawin. Na ndio mimi naweza propose kwa hii house siku ya leo with the permission of honorable members that ikwe one of the main agendas kwa Bunge Mashinani. Manze naweza kuambia hii election tutaifanya 2022 na itakuwa peaceful. Kwa sababu gani? Art imestand, mayouth wamestand, na mayouth wakisema nani anapuuza? Hakuna, si ndio? So kama mimi MCZD nimekuwa solo nikisukuma na timu yangu hiyo mtaa ingine, mbona tusikue na because I can see here we are different, we are represented differently. Nimeona tuko na wase wa Ruiru, tuko na wase wa Juja hapa. Honorable Speaker, kama uja notice, tuko na pia watu wametoka Thika na tumewasikia. So meaning that Kiambu tuko represented. Kwa hivyo tukishasema Kiambu sasa kwanza tuishikilie na tuanze huko kwingine wataadapt. Na nikisema hivyo siongei kitu kingine, mimi namalizia. Mimi leo nilikuwa nataka kuongea about what we do na kupropose kwa sababu nimecheki nimeona ni youth na kenye imenifurahisha sana, not only youth we are, but we are representing different tribes, different in one, representing one nation. Sasa hiyo ndio kitu yenyewe ni motivate sana. Na tukiangalia si wote ni wasanii in your own field, wewe ni msanii kivyako. Na sasa hiyo usanii ndio watakatu advocate na tutumie hiyo voice yetu. Sigoda wa bless sana. Thank you Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. MCZDB has been operating in a very tough environment. Najua kila mtu ambaye ni wa Kiambu anajua place inaitwa Gashie, Kihara. That was Kihara, Gashie was equal to crime. And this guy has actually been able to use art. Alikuwa anaenda kwa street shows wakiwa na MCs wenzake, photographers, artists, to just go and send the message of peace, message of you should not be subscribing to violent extremism to prove a point. Si lazima uumize mtu ndio usikie ati enyewe si tumefinyiliwa kama vijana. And that is a program that we would really want to to take forward as Bunge Mashinani, kwa sababu alikuwa amesema he may want to have Bunge Mashinani as a partner to be able to go into more of our spaces, in our wards, in our sub-counties. And I believe we have artists in Limuru, ama hakuna? Do we have artists in Limuru? Do we have dancers? Do we have rappers? We have all these people. So this is an opportunity to alliance with TASI so that we are able to actually collaborate in a program. You want to add something? Okay, so you wanted us to pass that as a resolution, that you want, we want to use arts to preach peace and countering violent extremism in Limuru sub-county. Gone are the days when we thought that Central was very safe. We always heard about Northeastern as conflict zones, coast, but now the recent trends have shown you that our Central region is also not an exception, even our closest to Nairobi. So can we pass that as a resolution of the House today, that we look for ways to partner, Bunge Mashinani to partner with TASI Innovations to do programs that are geared towards countering extremism. So can we have, I can put it to a vote, and if we agree, we'll adopt it. Our partners are here, they are listening, and they may chip in to have that realized. So may I put it to the House that we pass a resolution empowering Bunge Mashinani and TASI Innovations to come up with the programs that are geared towards safe communities, fighting extremism and youth crime through arts. And this will be open to all members of Bunge Mashinani. Can many of that opinion say aye? Contraries? We pass that resolution without any objections. So as we proceed, thank you very much. I would like to appreciate the following as we proceed. I want to continue appreciating RFM radio. We are live on radio. RFM is on 99.9 FM. Is the voice of the community. We are also live in their Facebook page. We also want to really appreciate Poverty Eradication Network for the support they have given us, the moral support and the encouragement. We want to, in a special way, recognize County Government of Kiambu for providing the masks and the sanitizers that we are using today. We also want to recognize in a very special way Youth Alive Kenya. Youth Alive Kenya has made this forum possible by giving us support in the few expenses that we had. We also have Haki Africa, which has come in a very big way to also support us to be able to realize today's success. Haki Africa is also partnering with us in running programs that are geared towards safe communities. Youth Alive Kenya is also donating quite a number of copies of the Constitution. So I encourage each one of you, this is our Bible, this is our Quran, this is our guide, the Constitution of Kenya. I also want to recognize Summer Water, who have also donated some water to this session, and Victory Yogurt, who have also donated some yogurt. And I think at this point, probably we can have some water given to the participants and some yogurt so that we refresh as we go to the last session of our program. As the yogurt and the water is being given out, probably we can give an applause to all our partners for giving us this support. To Victory Yogurt, to Summer Water, to the County Government of Kiambu, Poverty Eradication Network, to Haki Africa, to Youth Alive Kenya, and to every one of us who actually attended. Thank you very much. As we get our yogurt, I want to invite Mzee wa Nyumba Kumi. I was told there is a Mzee wa Nyumba Kumi. Just in 2 minutes, Mzee, usalimiane, useme kitu, and then we proceed with the program. I'm only taking e-time as we give the yogurt and the water for a refreshment to act as a health break. Karibu sana mzee. I need a mic. Mzee, dakika mbili.
Habari zenu? Mimi naitwa Mzee Ali Adan. Kamatia yumba 10 Limuru Town, Limuru Sub County. Mimi nilikuwa kufanya kazi ya county government ya Kiambu. Nimeenda retire. Sasa niko kwa yumba 10. Nahudumia wananchi ya Limuru. Yangu sio mingi. Kwa hivyo vile maneno yote umeongea, wale walikuwa mbele yangu, tuweke umuhimu. Kwa hivyo sina na mingi, nimemaliza. Asanteni sana. Mungu abariki.
Asante sana mheshimiwa. Nitaweza kupatia mheshimiwa mwingine. Nitapatia PA wa mheshimiwa MCA wa kule Bibirioni aweze kutupatia ujumbe wa kutoka ofisi ya MCA. Dakika mbili tafadhali mheshimiwa. Microphone.
Asante sana.
Mheshimiwa, utaweza kuongea ukiwa pale karibu na mess.
Asante sana Mr. Speaker sir. Kwa majina naitwa Mheshimiwa Karano Frederick kutoka Bibirioni Ward, na nimefurahia sana kuwa mahali hapa. So far I'm impressed by Bunge Mashinani, na I would like to thank all the organizers and all the partners. Indeed it is a great thing that you are doing. Mr. Speaker sir, mimi ni problem nilikuwa nataka ku-highlight ambayo nimeobserve pale kwetu Bibirioni, na for some time hatujaweza kupata solution. Na with due respect and honor, nilikuwa nataka niombe Bunge Mashinani waweze kutusaidia, kwa sababu pale Bibirioni population iko approximately 34,000. Alafu tuko na chief mmoja tu na assistant wawili. That is 3 chiefs only. Lakini Mr. Speaker sir, ukiangalia hizi wadi zingine wako na chiefs 6 na zingine 8. Na hata ukiangalia for example population ya Limuru East compared na Bibirioni wako wachache. Mr. Speaker, kukuwa na imekuwa challenge service delivery to the people. Kwa sababu you can imagine honorable members, mtu ambaye ako hapa Manguo na anataka kusainiwa kitu na chief, anaendanga all the way to Murengeti, karibu ile njia ya Gethithia. So hiyo imekuwa challenge sana. Mr. Speaker, saa vile hii duration ya COVID kumekuwa na a lot of pregnancies na watoto wa shule. Na Mr. President akasema if that happens, the chiefs and assistant chiefs will be held accountable. Bibirioni hiyo ni kitu haiwezekani, sababu chief moja anaserve watu wengi sana. Kwa hivyo Mr. Speaker sana, ningeuliza Bunge Mashinani waweze kutusaidia ndio hiyo jambo iweze kushughulikiwa. Asanteni sana, Mungu awabariki.
Asante sana mheshimiwa. I think hiyo itaenda straight kwa office ya Deputy County Commissioner. Sijui kama mmeweza kujadiliana na wazee wa nyumba 10 wa nyumba 10 huko. Okay, unaweza kuwa like any documentation mumefanya ya hiyo follow up, ama we start the process afresh? They are documents. Sawa, wacha kwanza nisikie maarifa ya mzee wa nyumba 10 kwa sababu anainua mkono. Mheshimiwa.
Mheshimiwa, iko kitu nimesahau. Sisi wakaji ya Limuru hatuna town hall. Tuko na hiyo town hall. Town hall walianza akakoma huko kwa county office. Town hall Limuru mzima hakuna town hall. Hiyo tunaomba tufikishe town hall tupate Limuru. Ya mbili, tuko na Chimamoto Edikota Kiembu County mzima, na hiyo wamejengwa wakati ya Gavana Kabogo akakoma. Edikota County mzima watu ngapi wanapata kazi? Kijana yetu nyingi wakuwa wapate kazi ndio wamaliziwe. Hiyo ndio nimesahau. Asanteni sana Mheshimiwa.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa. Umeraise mambo mawili. Moja hiyo stall project ya county hall imeanza ama muna propose mnataka kuwekewa? Ilikuwa imeanza ikaacha ikasimama ama mnataka mpya? Okay. Sawa Mheshimiwa, asante sana. Mambo ataongea hiyo.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, sir. I want to respond on the side of the hall. Kuna mahali mumeandika, if at all kuna document ambayo imeandikwa, tafadhali tuleteeni. Because kuna vitu zinafanywa kama wananchi hawajui. Mwananchi niwe uko na jukumu, na nitarudia tena. Nguvu za katiba niwe uko nazo. Protection of the constitution niwe uko nayo. Can we get a written document ya kuonyesha kwamba hii ilianzishwa, ilikuwa imeloketiwa this amount na imefikia hapa, the way we had with the stadium? Hiyo itatupatia kasi rahisi. So we cannot access it.
Mheshimiwa Wambua, kama speaker nina rule ya kwanza. What I'm ruling is that you get that information from the relevant office. Hatuwezi subject mheshimiwa kuendea hizo documents. Wewe ukiwa deputy speaker ni wewe utapata hizo documents mkiwa na karani wako na muweze kumake follow up, ndio tujue kama ni petition tunafaa kuandika ikiwa ni stall project ama tunafaa kuipush kwa ADP. Kwa hivyo hiyo karani atairecord. Mheshimiwa, muonane na deputy speaker wa hapa ndio tuweze kuhakikisha tumefuata. Sawa sawa, asante sana. Is it an issue ama ni kwa hiyo ya nini? Sawa. Ni mpya. Sawa. And then mheshimiwa hapo nyuma ndio tuweze kupatia wageni wetu 5 minutes each. Dakika moja mheshimiwa.
Kwa majina naitwa Mheshimiwa Maulid Rajab.
Sema jina yako tena mheshimiwa.
Maulid Rajab. Kuna mambo ambayo kwamba yananisikitisha sana. Mimi naishi pale kana msikiti, mimi ndio imam pale hivyo. Na mambo ambayo kwamba yanasababisha nisikitike ni kuwa pale kuna makaburi. Na katika yale makaburi unakuta hakuna choo, hakuna maji, unakuta wale ambao kwamba wanaenda mazishi pale hivi wanateseka. Isitoshe, imekuwa ile kaburi imekuwa ni kama lodging. Jioni inaishi pale, naona watu wanapita wanaenda huko na hakuna watu wanaishi huko hivi. Unadhania wanaenda wapi? Haya, kuna siku nilikuwa pale nikaona mtu amekuja na pikipiki amevuta umbwa nyuma. Ameivuta akakuja akarusha hapo hivyo. Imekuwa ndio choo kaburi, imekuwa ndio yani kila kitu inatendeka huko hivyo. Kwa hivyo hiyo ni masikitiko, natakana hiyo mambo iangaliwe, manake kila wakati tunasema mtu anapatiwa heshima ya mwisho. Hiyo si heshima, sasa ni kumdharau. Kwa hivyo inatakikana hiyo mambo pia tuangalie sana. Na tena isitoshe ile barabara ya kuingia kaburini. Mtu anakuja mazishi, akishuka hapa stage, kama kumenyesha kitambo afike huko hivyo, unakuta mazishi imeisha. Manake kama matope mpaka inamuingia mpaka kwenye miguu. Kwa hivyo hiyo pia hiyo tuangalie pia.
Asante sana mheshimiwa. Mheshimiwa Imam, ndio nilikuwa nataka nijue pendekezo ni gani? Ni hiyo kaburi iwekwe fence ama hiyo ndio pendekezo tunapeana? So I'm putting a resolution on this house. We are proposing, of course that falls under county government. Sio? Hiyo ni county government of Kiambu. Tunasema cemetery ya Limuru. We are proposing iwekwe perimeter wall na pia iwekwe choo na ikonektiwe na maji. Will many of that opinion say aye? The nays? That will be followed up with a petition that is going to feed into, because that is a budget issue. Na tunafaa tuelewe ya kwamba haya mambo ambayo tunapendekeza hapa si vitu inaweza fanyiwa kesho. Kama haikuwa kwa budget, hiyo memorandum ndio tutatumia kuipush kwa ADP na kisha kwa budget. And then sasa iwekwe kwa budget. So asante sana, we can claim that that is a resolution that is passed by this house.
La public participation. In public participation, ndio pesa zipitishwe, kuna ADP, hii ambayo inajiita Annual Development Plan. So, naona hiyo pesa kwangu, kama ilipitishwa na public participation iliwekwa, kuna hiyo kitabu. So, ni kujua ni mwaka gani ilipitishwa, na kama pia iliwekwa kwa CIDP, hii ya county. So, ningeuliza kama bunge jumna hiyo power na mneza fuatilie hiyo vitabu ikijulikana ni ya mwaka gani mfuatilie. Kuna kitu ingine nitaongea kuhusu Limuru. Hata kama mimi si mkazi wa Limuru.
Kwa dakika moja tu mheshimiwa.
Dakika tu moja. Nimesema awali napenda masuala ya mazingira. Ukipita barabara kuna kichinjio. Na hiyo kichinjio waste yake inaenda kwa damu iko hapa chini. Ni kitu nimechunguza wakati niliingia Kiambu. Juu tangu niingia Kiambu nina mwaka moja na napenda kufanya vitu na evidence. So kuna mheshimiwa Gashia alikuwa amesema juu ya Kiambu siwa. Ningependa hiyo kampuni iulizwe wastage yake inaenda wapi. Juu inaenda kwa hiyo damu, na ikienda kwa hiyo damu hiyo maji inatumika. Na kama umesoma masuala ya ardhi, maji ikiingia chini inaenda, wengine wanatimba visima wanatumia. Na hiyo maji ikiwa iko na uchafu, kwa mfano red, inaweza kuwa ni magonjwa ambayo yanaweza zinduka na airborne na waterborne diseases. So ningependa pia mnichunguzie kama kwa niaba ya wakazi wa Limuru. Asanteni.
Asante sana mheshimiwa. So that one I'm going to rule from the desk of the speaker. The deputy clerk, Limuru sub-county, to write a letter to that slaughter. Ni slaughter, eh? Ni slaughterhouse, eh? You ask where they dispose their waste. Of course, they may choose to respond or not to respond. We usually give them only 21 days as per the Access to Information Act, ambayo kila mtu nawaomba kila mtu aende asome. Access to Information Act. After 21 days, kama watakuwa wamerespond, we are going to escalate it to the Commission on Administrative Justice, ama kwa county government, because we are entitled to a clean and safe environment. So that one will be done as a follow-up to this, because that's not a resolution issue, that is a request for information. Nataka mnikubalishe niite Poverty Eradication Network tuwapatie 5 minutes, and then we go back to plenary. Poverty Eradication Network deals with, as the name suggests, they are working on ways of eradicating poverty and working with communities. So they have their representative, Ludi. Nitakupatia 5 minutes. You talk about using the county budget process as a tool for eradication of poverty. Kutoka hapo, tuta resume to plenary, and then I will give Haki Africa 5 minutes, and then I will give Youth Alive Kenya 5 minutes. So Ludi, karibu sana.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. My name is Mheshimiwa Ludi Omolo. Nimeketi tangu tuanze kuongea, and I was asking myself, how does poverty manifest in Limuru? I'm not sure about the rules of the House when I speak, but you'd allow me to ask them, because I think they're the ones who are poor in Limuru. Mimi siishi Limuru.
Utilize your 5 minutes.
Thank you. Nataka tu watu wawili waniambie umaskini ni nini.
Ulemavu ya akili tu.
Asante. Mtu mwingine?
Maskini mtu ana macho, ana mguu, ana mkono, hiyo ndio maskini.
Asante sana. Mmesikia umaskini ni nini? Hiyo ni definition ya umaskini. Na sasa nimeambiwa niongee juu ya eradication of poverty. Kama hiyo ndio umaskini, tunaweza eradicate aje? Si ndio? Sitawaambia kwa nini umaskini yangu haikai kama yenu. Na tunaweza eradicate poverty in which way, especially through the county planning and budgeting processes. One thing nimesikia mmesema, you are not involved in decision making. Yeah? Actually, if I was to go to the key tenets of poverty, lack of involvement in decision making processes is very key. It's very key. So the question I'd ask, how do we get involved in decision-making processes? Decisions Kiambu County, decisions Limuru Sub-County, when and where are they made? They are made through county planning and budgeting processes. They are made through CDL and all other places we see it to make decisions. So I'm not going to talk about county budget processes. I believe someone else will speak. Na pia nimesikia mmeongea in a manner suggesting that you really understand what county budget process is. So for me, I'd only encourage a critical thinking on poverty eradication. Nimesikia a lot of issues have been said. I've heard about cemetery, I've heard about the environment of the slaughterhouse, the poor roads. I would only encourage us to think of what is the root cause. Is the road not made because we have bad leaders? Or is the road made because we as citizens do not give our voices in the processes? That is the question I want to ask as I go sit down. Where is the problem? Mmeketi hapa nimesikia mkisema all these things you want Bunge Mashinani to go do. Bwana Speaker akikuja hapa Limuru sub-county kuongea taulizo unatoka Limuru. Kwa hivyo hata tukitaka usaidizi wa Bunge Mashinani, the issue ni kwamba it's us. It's us to take these issues. Bunge Mashinani and everyone else who works around here will only facilitate. That is it. They facilitate. So it's down to us, the residents of Limuru sub-county, to influence county budget processes, to get ourselves out of this definition, the two definitions of poverty that I have gotten. Just that.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa from Poverty Eradication Network. Kuna mtu ambaye ako na swali kwake ama any comment regarding that? Yes, I'll just take one. Yes, Reverend Mheshimiwa.
Mr. Speaker, sir, for that honorable member for speaking. I was thinking that poverty is inability to utilize the resources that we have. Ability to utilize the resources that we have. And this honorable house should take the initiative of capacitating or mobilizing the community so that they know that we have all the resources at our exposure and we utilize them to the maximum. And this is the mandate of this house, to make sure that we don't take things for chances, but we should mobilize our time, all our resources, human resource that we have, so that we may not undergo any loss. Counting some of us to be poverty or to be poor. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you very much, Mheshimiwa. What gives me a lot of courage from this session and a lot of hope is that watu wa Limuru, you have understood what Bunge Mashinani is. Because this is not a session for us. It is a session for the people. This is a platform for the people. And we have said very well, the solutions can only come from the people. Ours is only to facilitate. And I'm very happy because as the Deputy Speaker and the Deputy Clerk are confirming to me, they are going to do these sessions in all the 5 wards of Limuru sub-county, and they are going to make follow-up on all the issues. So thank you very much. That is a point that is very well noted. We need to take advantage of the resources that are here. Sio kusema tu mambo ya poverty. So at this juncture, before I open the plenary to the final comment or if there are any final issues, I want to invite Haki Africa. Haki Africa, I'm sure most of us are not new to Haki Africa. They are human rights defenders. They believe in human rights. They believe that every single Kenyan has a right to enjoy the freedoms that are guaranteed by the Constitution. So we have a representative from Haki Africa who is going to talk about a human rights-based approach to development, because sometimes as we do development, we can be abusing human rights. So Zaina Kombo is from Haki Africa. So karibu sana. You have 5 minutes. Just in summary, karibu sana. round of applause for Mheshimiwa Zaina. So thank you very much, Zaina. You can reach out to Haki Africa. They are our partners, and they are always ready to support grassroots organizations. I want to call upon Youth Alive Kenya. Youth Alive Kenya is also an NGO that is mainly working on the same issues that Bunge Mashinani is working on, influencing the county budget, matters of public participation, and educating the citizens on how to be active citizens. So, Madam Purity, Mheshimiwa, karibu sana. You have 5 minutes to talk about how to influence the county budget and also something on public participation.
Salaam alaikum. Muriwega. So naitwa Purity Jebor Wairimu. Wairimu nilipatiwa Kiambu County na nimetoka Youth Alive Kenya, sijakuja peke yangu. Nimekuja na mwenzangu pale nyuma, ningependa simame tu just wave at us. Norman, tunamuita Nomare na pia tunamuita George. So thank you so much. Na ningependa Youth Alive Kenya ni shirika, ni NGO ambayo inafanya kazi na vijana. Na currently tuko kwa 12 counties na Kiambu County ni one of the counties. So pia sisi kama vile tuko na thematic pillars na tuko na pillars 3. Ya kwanza tunaita livelihoods, ya pili tuko na economic and social amenities, then ya 3 tuko na pila ambayo inaitwa good governance. Na under good governance ndio maneno ya Bunge Mashinani inakuja. Tulikuwa na project ambayo ilikuwa very live in Kiambu County 2018 to 2020. Na Bunge Mashinani was our baby. Na tunafurahi sana as Youth Alive, we are really proud of what you are doing. Na kile ambayo tunasema, nimesikia watu wengi wanasema tungependa Bunge Mashinani tufanyie hii. Bunge Mashinani tuchunguzie hii. Bunge Mashinani ni nyinyi, ati sijui nyinyi ndio mko na powers kutushinda. Sasa unajua nimekaa pale na shindwa, ni nani alisema you don't have the same rights as the clerk? Who said I have more knowledge than her? The same constitution ambayo unaona imwapatia all the rights, it is the same constitution ambayo pia wewe imekupatia kila haki na kila rights and freedoms. So for us at Youth Alive Kenya, we use a non-confrontational approach. Sisi hautawahi tupata tukikwambia andamana kwa barabara, na ndio pia tunaona maneno ya tasi, to use the peaceful approaches to ensure that the budget influencing mechanism inatureducia maneno ya umaskini. Na sisi tunafundisha watu vile una participate. Nimesikia mheshimiwa ule wa environment akisema ye ni maneno ya CIDP na ADP. So what we do at Youth Alive, we take you through the process. Tunakufundisha what CIDP is na ADP is. Tunakufundisha maneno ya budget cycle. So that by the time county na kuita, unajua vile inafaa uparticipate, na si tu kuparticipate, how you should participate. Juu kuna wenye tumekuja hapa tuna participate, but una participate aje. And that is the key. Meaningfully and effective participation. Juu time yenye watu wa sports fraternity Limuru walijua maneno ya participation na wakaparticipate meaningfully, ndio kwa maana maneno ya sports ya Limuru mkapata 18 million. Na mnapopata 18 million ndio manake Clark amesema pia haishi hapo. Mna track venye hiyo pesa inatumiwa. Na maneno inatumiwa, mnaangalia kwanza kabisa maneno ya procurement. Mnajua procurement? Ni contractor mgani ambaye atapatiwa hiyo zabuni, ndio kuna pale mtu amesema kuna 13 million, 12 million, 10 million, ilienda tu hivyo. Mjue huyo contractor na msome ni vitu gani ambayo inafaa afanye kwa hiyo sports. Na anapotengeneza, mnaangalia pia the quality of the products. Maanake saizi kuna ile story ambayo inaendelea wakati county governments zinatengeneza, sijasema ni Kiambu, hii si Kiambu County. Kuna county ambayo ikitengeneza cabros, mnajua cabros? Ni simiti tu inamwagwa, alafu kuna tool kama hii kubwa iko na shape ya cabros. So wakati simiti bado iko wet, inawekelewa juu. So unaona sisi tunaamka tunasema barabara imejengwa vizuri na iko na cabros. Lakini ni shape tu imewekelewa pale. Na hivyo ndio pesa ambayo tunasema kuna 10 million ilibiwa, kuna 12 million ilibiwa, inaanzia hapo. Kwa hivyo mimi ningependa tu kusema maneno ya public participation, nimeona ni kitu, and this is what I champion. Nimeona imefanya miradi mingi sana imehappen, na si tu Kiambu peke yake, in the counties that we also work. Na si maneno tu ya maendeleo peke yake, kuna maendeleo ambayo pia ni policies ambayo pia inachangia maendeleo. Na tuko na vitu tatu ambayo ningependa sana kuzungumzia kwa ufupi nikimalizia. Number 1, lazima tu own. Lazima mu own Limuru sub-county ni nyumbani. Limuru sub-county ndio inafaa nipate the best health services. Limuru sub-county ndio inafaa nikuwe na field ya watoto wangu kuchezea. Limuru sub-county ndio maneno ya hiyo drainage, maji inapochimbwa kuna jirani yangu anakunywa hiyo maji, baadaye inamwaffect. Inafaa tukue na slaughterhouse wenye wanafuata maneno ya ethical standard. Number 2, unapo own unaji-involve. Na unapo ji-involve ndio sasa unachangia masuala ya kimaendeleo. Lazima uone hiyo development. Ndio baadaye najua hii ni time ya mwisho mimi kusikia Bunge Mashinani, fuatilieni maneno. Ni kutuambia Bunge Mashinani ni vipi inafaa tufuatilie hii maneno. Hiyo sasa unaona umesha own na unaji-engage. Na unapoji-involve ndio sasa unafuatilia na maneno ambayo tunaita accountability. Unahakikisha hiyo maendeleo imefanywa vile ilivyotakiwa. Na ule ambaye alipatiwa hiyo kandarasi anafanya kazi venye inafaa ifanyike. Na tuko na act ambayo ina champion public participation in Kiambu. Inaitwa Public Participation Act na ilikuwa ya 2016. Na hiyo maneno ya grassroots imewekwa ndani ya hiyo act. Directorate ya Public Participation and Civic Education ni responsibility yao kuhakikisha hizi mazungumzo imefika katika ward level. Kwa hivyo ni hayo tu kwa leo, na ninashukuru sana kwa kualika Youth Alive, na tutazidi kuwa support. Mkitaka trainings, mnaweza tufikia, and we will come to train you better. Asante.
Thank you very much, Mheshimiwa. Purity, we will be calling on you to actually assist us in training na kutupatia any new information because we know information is power. We are almost coming to an end. And before we come to an end, my deputy clerk tells me, because as per the order paper, we were supposed to get a confirmation of zile issues ambazo tumeweza kupitisha in this session, but he's asking for time to compile them. But what we know is that we have passed 5 resolutions, the ones that we put to a vote. These are the issues that we are going to escalate to the duty bearers. These are the issues that we need answers. You will need answers from Bunge Mashinani. So I want to open the floor for only 3 people. If there is something that you feel we have left out, if there is something that you feel you may want to add to the resolutions, before this deputy clerk concludes, donating on the to 3 honorable members, 1 minute each. And I have the 3 right here. So there are 4. So you go first. 1 minute. Timekeeper, be very strict. Ndio tumalizie. Tukimalizia hapo, tutamaliziwa na maombi na reverend na imam before tumalizie. And then after you guys are done, we will get greetings from Githunguri chapter. We have governess here. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to bring greetings and your comments from Githunguri chapter, and then we close. Mheshimiwa.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, honorable members. My name is Mheshimiwa Joe K. For those who are not here, when I was introducing myself, I am the current president of Kiambu Students Association. This is an association that brings together all universities and colleges in our county. Now, I want to talk about an issue that most of us are very aware of. It's about mental health. Tunajua venye corona ilikam, tulipoteza makazi nyingi sana. People waliingia depression, watu walikuwa wanajimada. There's an issue, ukipata mtu anachukua kisu anadunga familia yake yote. There's really an issue with the mental health. Umesikia siku hizi kwa news mtu anachukua kisu anadunga mwalimu wake because watu wako traumatized bado kwa kichwa. Mental health is a key factor in the growth of a human being. Now, as one of our pillars in our association, we deal mostly with mental health. And as I can see here, we have different groups and different able association. Now, because mental health is so wide, so this is my proposal to the members. If we can come together as the few associations I can see in the groups and channel a program that will help not only people in university and college, but also high school, primary. Mtu aliacha shule, anafanya makazi ya makanga. So kurudi shule, ina take time. That's why they start banning schools. They have issues regarding their health. So if allowed by the members, I would like to propose maybe we can have a program, sit down and channel a program so they can see how we can help these people mentally and things. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mheshimiwa. Please talk to the Honorable Deputy Speaker in charge of Limuru. Your proposal will actually be taken on board. Thank you very much. Yes, Mheshimiwa. 1 minute strictly. Timekeeper.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I want to mention something that was mentioned by my friend. You'll remind us your name about events and arts and going way forward in terms of getting people to sensitize people about the things that affect us in the communities. Again, my name is Kenneth Maina. I am a youth leader and I also do events. I have a company. I develop concepts into film. So I see a collaboration whereby we can talk about these issues affecting us in the communities and the problems that are facing us and putting them in art form so that we now air them to the youth where we can actually reach to so many people. So this is a thank you note. Thank you very much. We'll get in touch so that we speak more.
Thank you very much, Mheshimiwa from
Ndeya.
Ndeya Ward, yes. Thank you, Mheshimiwa Maina.
Thank you.
1 minute.
Thank you very much, Speaker, sir. I have two issues. I don't know whether that qualifies me to get 2 minutes. But either way, issue number one is about an issue. I come from Bibilioni, and the landscape about Bibilioni ward, it has been separated by the Nairobi-Nakuru highway. And one of the things that we are facing is people dying because of the road accidents. We had done a petition to Kenha, copied the MP, the area MCA, and other stakeholders. Maybe we'll talk with the Deputy Speaker so that we follow up on that issue, because we never received a reply from Kenha, which is the main people that wanted to act on that issue. So maybe Deputy Speaker will have a sitting. Issue number two, we work at RFM. And one of the things that I've come to realize is that people believe radio so much. And some of these issues, they just come to us and talk to us. There's an issue about teenage pregnancy. And one of the things that we have realized is that so many girls who are pregnant do not want to go back to school because of stigma. And also because of maybe embarrassment that they face. I don't know whether there's a possibility whereby we can request the county government in conjunction with the national government to identify a school, one school in Kiambu County, to be like a safe space school for these girls who are going through the issue of pregnancy and facing stigma. They will not go to school and they learn. I know there's a directive by the president that all pregnant children, all girls, to go back to school after they deliver. But imagine a 3-month-old pregnancy. Will that girl wait until the 9th month to go back to school. My idea would be, and if it is a possibility, to mobilize the duty bearers to identify a school in Kiambu where all these girls will go and probably take care of their children. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir.
That is very, very insightful, Mheshimiwa. So we will follow it up with the Limuru team, and that is something that we really want to push. So 1 minute. After that, we'll get 2 minutes from the Ungori chapter, and then vote of thanks, and then we close with from prayer from Reverend and from Imam.
Mr. Speaker, sir, my name is Honorable Stephen Mwangi Kimani. As I said earlier on that I'm incoming MCA at Limuru Central Ward, God willing. Regarding the Limuru Stadium, I would like to, because the other day, the county governor was here in Limuru, and I heard mentioning the same stadium that he was working on. I'd like to urge this Bunge Mashinani to confirm with the office of the governor the process and how far they have gone in terms of implementation regarding the same. I want to also to suggest that the next time when we are having the Bunge Mashinani, it's good to invite the elected leaders, because some of the questions they have to answer to us, because they are duly elected by the people of Kenya, to present them in terms of leadership presentation. I prefer we invite them. Also, the stakeholders, the Limuru stakeholders. We have so many people here, business community, people from the market, Mama Boga, all of them, we call them here. We hear from them because we have a lot to learn. Otherwise, I'm very happy. I have enjoyed the day with you, and I prefer the next time you come and we continue with the same proceeding. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you very much, Mheshimiwa. As governance comes to on the floor, I would want to confirm to you that Bunge Mashinani works very closely with leaders, political leaders and community leaders. And in all our sessions, it's a practice that we invite them. But as you are aware, most of the leaders are in Sagana. So we invite these leaders, and we work in collaboration. We complement each other. In very rare circumstances, will you hear Bunge Mashinani fighting any leader? Unless we are demanding accountability, and unless we are telling you that you are not doing the work that you're supposed to do. So ours is to complement the government, because it is the same, it is us who elected that government, but again, they need to work. So, Madam Governess, karibu, 1.5 minutes. 1.5, nusu imeenda.
Good evening. Good evening once again. I see mchangamke kidogo bana, ni aje? Salamu alaikum, labda watanijibu vizuri kidogo. Anyway, like I said before, naitwa Governess kutoka Githunguri. Hiyo ni lugha ya mtaa. Serikali ya Kenya inanijua kama Ann Wanjiru Njehia. So unaweza ukapata hizo majina zinapelekana. Anyway, I'm grateful to be here. It is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful session. Kitu yote imenibamba ni ati wase wa Limuru si mko na bidii. Anyway, I'm hoping that everything that has been discussed here, mutaweza kufuata. Like Honorable Purity has said, hii si kazi ya Bunge Mashinani. By the way, Bunge Mashinani, si watu wako hapa. Bunge Mashinani ni sisi. Mtu yote anataka change. Mtu yote anataka community ibadilike. Wewe ni a member of Bunge Mashinani. So usikae chini ufikiria hizi vitu zote tuliachia bunge. Hapana. Bunge ni mimi, bunge ni wewe. Lazima tufuate na tuhakikishe kila kitu imefanywa vile tunafaa kwa mtaa zetu. Mimi nimetoka pale Githunguri, Githunguri nimekuwa nikiorganize watu wengi sana na tumekuwa tukifanya mambo mengi. I'm hoping the next time we have a session nitaona watu wa Limuru wakuje tupigane support. Nimesikia mashida zenye tuko nazo Githunguri ndizo ziko hapa Limuru, ndiko ziko kwa bwana speaker. Kwa hivyo it shows we have a common problem kama wa Kenya. Na tusipo come together like Kenyans. By the way, mambo itaendelea tu kupitishwa pale Sagana, alafu sisi hapa tufanye nini? Tuumie, si ndio? Na tutaki hivyo. Sisi ndio wengi kualiko ama? Sisi kama wa Kenya tukiekwa kwa hema tutatoshea? Tunaweza by the way. Lakini watu wamekwa kwa hema imeshika sijui 10,000 hata si 10,000. Wamefika 10,000. Hao watu ndio wanaenda ku make decision. Ai hata si tunafanyia tujiulize hizi maswali bana, si ndio? Tujiangalie na tuhakikishe ati vile tunataka ndivyo itafanywa. Kuna swali moja I know tumefunga plenary. Nimesikia kuna shida, kuna mali, kuna chief hawatoshi. Na sijui kama mko na shida kama yenye tuko nayo Githunguri. Na nimesikia tuko na president wa students hapa. Sijui kama watu wakimaliza KCPE na KCSE, kama maybe umetoka from a poor family mnanyimwa certificate zenyu. Unajua tumekuwa na hiyo shida kwetu. So na sikusikia mtu yote ameraise. Na kama iko, by then ni poa. Tuangalie kila mtu, si ndio? We were promised free education, yes. Promise bado iko lakini haijafanyika. Na tutafanya nini kwa wale ambao hawajiwezi kwa society yetu? So pia ni vizuri tuangalie, na I think kisheria haikubaliwi mtu yote ashikilie cheti chako. Haifai. Kwa hivyo kama unajua mtu yote ameumizwa, amekandamizwa on those sides, najua kuna Haki Afrika, kuna Bunge Mashinani, just even go to your chief, find out, akuandike tu barua uende pale shule, upate certificate yako ndio pia uweze kumove to the next level. Kwa hayo machache, I don't know if my 1.5 minutes is done. Thank you very much once again, na karibuni Githunguri. Najua tutaweka kwa mtandao when Githunguri is going to be there. Asante.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Governess. Sasa tunaenda kumalizia. You have raised a very, very important issue that is very close to my heart and very close to Bunge Mashinani. And I actually call upon the people of Githunguri. I know I should not be doing this as speaker. If that is an issue in Githunguri, which I believe it is, KCPE, KCSE results being withheld, this is denying our children the right to education. Unakuta mtu amefika for class 8, hawezi proceed to form 1, and the government is saying it has paid everything, they cannot transition because the certificate is withheld. Akifika form 4, hata amepita hawezi proceed. So if it is an issue here, and if you know any case, please refer it to the Deputy Speaker, Deputy whose certificate should be withheld in any school, whether private, whether public. So bring these issues to Bunge Mashinani. The NEC Act says, Kenya National Examination Council, the certificate belongs to NEC and not to the school. So they give to the school to give to the students, to the candidates. So mtu akisema ati sijui kulikuwa na school fees balance nini, tell them, for lack of a better word, that is rubbish. Students should be given their school certificate. Kwa hayo, I want to Wambua to give, Honorable Wambua to give vote of thanks in only 1 minute, and then Reverend and Imam will lead us in the final prayers, and then we do the national anthem, and then the speaker's procession is going to leave the floor. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, sir, for giving me this opportunity. As well, that Iron Lady, and just say, good, that's the Iron Lady in the Bunge Mashinani Forum, and we are coming, Githunguri. Mine is just to take a few minutes. Certificate ni ya mtoto, si ya mwalimu. Tutakuja hapo. Wale ambao wananijui, naitwa Honorable Wambua, just come here, pick my number, just go with it. Hakuna mtu atakuuliza. I would like to appreciate Victory Yogurt, ambao wameweza kutupatia yogurt tumeweza kuwa nayo. Vile vile tunaona kuna maji, wanaitwa Sama. Sitasahau na kuweza kuwapongeza CBUs wote ambao wako hapa. Na most nyingi zaidi ziende kwa RFM. Maina wanamuita Jenga kutoka akiwa kadogo. I never knew kama atakuwa hivyo, but I salute you man. Na uwe unakuja, na pia Githunguri tunakuhitaji utembea Githunguri, siku ile tutakuambia. Limuru na wasalute wote vile mlikuwa umejitokeza, and I know very clearly, nilisikia asubuhi watu walienda Sagana. Kuna watu walienda Sagana, they were supposed to be in this forum. So I'm double sure tukikuja kule mashinani, bunge mashinani, ebuto wa bunge, weka mashinani. Who is mashinani? Common mwananchi. You are the mashinani. You are the person to raise the voice. Bila wewe hakuna Kenya, bila wewe hakuna constitution. Simama imara na utaweza kutekelezewa chenye unahitaji. You have the right. Hello, honorable members, may God bless you.
Sergeant at Arms, looks like you have some work. Kuna watu wana clap ama mnaona kama session imeisha? Session haijaisha kama mace bado iko in the house. The mace is the symbol of the authority of Bunge Mashinani. So until the mace leaves the floor, we are still in session. So I will ask Reverend and Imam to come lead us with a word of prayers ya kumalizia ndio tuweze kutamatisha. Honorable Reverend, in 2 minutes. 2 minutes,
please,
and you finish up.
It's my first time to attend a session in Bunge Mashinani, and it's only this month that I came to realize that we have these normal sessions in our sub-counties. It's only this month that I came to know that we have a well-governed Bunge Mashinani in this county of Kiambu. I reside in Kajiado, and I have never heard of Bunge Mashinani in Kajiado. What do I want to say? Or what do I want to bring home? Nataka kusema kwamba, sijui kama imamu wako na hiyo hisia kwangu kwamba, hata kwa misikiti, hata kwa makanisa, hatujui kuna kitu inaitwa Bunge Mashinani. Clergymen, they don't know where you meet. Today I went throughout this house, up and down, looking for where this room is. Because I have never attended any other Bunge Mashinani in my life. This is my first time. I've also attended public participations. I've ever been invited in public participation meetings. And for sure, I have to say, youth are a rare commodity in public meetings. Young people. Today I can attest that young people are here and they are in good number. But when they are invited in public participation meetings, they are rare people in those meetings. So we have a task. We have a role to play, to mobilize many people to know about Bunge Mashinani, to know about public participation. And I believe once we take a task, we mobilize all the people, the government will be better than ever before. Atusimame tuombe. Mwenyezi Mungu, tunakushukuru kwa sababu ya nafasi hii ambayo ulitupa ili tuje katika hii bunge tulete masuala ambayo inawaletea shida kule mashinani na ile ambayo inatukumba katika kila boma, katika kila maisha ya binadamu na ile ambayo inatukumba tunaposafiri kwenda na kurudi. Baba Mwenyezi Mungu, tumepewa mamlaka na katiba yetu ya Kenya ya kwamba tuwe tunashirikiana ili kuleta mafanikio, ili kuleta masuala katika hali inayopendeza, ili maisha ya binadamu na ya kila mtu katika dunia hii na katika